Good evening, one and all. It's Sunday, it's the end of the week, and that of course means it's time for us to be jumping in to some more good old Warframe. Hello, how is everyone doing today? Very sorry about the ever so slightly late start today, although Korokop doesn't seem to have an issue with it. Korokop, thank you very much for the gifted sub there over to Ladybug, and also for the few hydrates that have been coming through. Y'all, cheers. That is an exceedingly fresh mug of tea. So you'll bear with me if it's just teeny tiny little sips right now. Very recently made that one. Things got a little bit tight to line, but we're here. We're on time. Close enough. We're on time. Let's go with that. Also, I can hear all the messages coming through. We'll get to that in just a moment as well. I'm sure loads of you are absolutely raring to play, especially those of you on Switch and PlayStation, because it seems that crossplay is actually working across all platforms now. It's about time. It's about time. I mean, go back a couple of years, I didn't think this was even going to happen, so that's impressive in itself, isn't it? That is impressive in itself. I see that I have not set off the plaque giveaway, so let's do that as well. There we go. You're able to grab your tickets now. I saw a couple ticket requests. I saw them. But hello there, Elu. Hello, Gorilla. Hello, Snake Raider. Hello, Korokop. Hello, Chick Noodle. Hello there, Ladybug. Hello, Esprit. Hello, Wolfens. Hello, Zom. Hello, Max Madge. Hello there. M-Fan. How are we all doing? I think I'm going to miss some names because I see there's quite a few messages in here. Hello, Cosmo. Hello, Drip Bones. Toy the Grendel rework yet? I've had a look at some of the bits and pieces, but not really gotten into it fully as yet. One bit at a time. I am going to be taking the next few days off of just Warframe stuff in general. I'm going to be, well, otherwise occupied. We're in December. There's a run up to Christmas. Count your surprises. Esprit, please stop talking backwards. Please. But yeah, so I'm going to be taking a few days off, so I'm not going to be quite as on the ball, as it were, with the meatball himself. We'll get around to it. Esprit, I said stop talking backwards. It's LOL, not LOL, okay? Look. Don't make me tell you 3 times, you know? Some say maybe we won't be rushing for the stream after all. Oh, you're not rushing for it? Fair. Anyway, first things first is that we need to be getting on with today's sortie. It is a tradition. Doesn't matter, crossplay has changed to include PlayStation and Switch. We still do our tradition here. We've got a mobile defensive Xmas stronghold. We've got assault with enemy elemental enhancement, and then a rescue with energy reduction. So let's have a look then. We have got Max Madge wanting in, we got Chick Noodle wanting in, and we have got Concrete 7 wanting in. There we go. So unfortunately, Korokop, you're a little bit too slow on the draw today. Just a teeny tiny bit too slow on the draw. Unless one of these lot don't actually respond in time. Let's see. Could not deliver to Max Madge. Let's try that again. There we go. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Don't know why that happens. Gotta do weeklies before they reset. Oh, yeah. I'm working through the bits and pieces, don't you worry. Whilst I have been busy, I'm working through. Yeah, you can stop with that immediately. Alright then, so I'm actually using Equinox right now. I know it's not Voruna, but I am holding on to Equinox because I got an invigoration for Equinox. I happened to look over at the helmet system. It's like, hey, do you want efficiency? Do you want critical chance on your secondaries on your Equinox? I'm like, yes, please. That is lovely. I will absolutely take that. Thank you very much. So, yeah. As I'm saying, Sis can't join Sortie of or DD Archon. Depends on if Voruna testing is in live missions. It depends on what we gotta try out on that Zom. So we'll get through it. We'll get through it bit by bit. But let's get cracking on with this, shall we? Let's start with the mobile defense. I'm going to bring Equinox because, you know, with an invigoration like that, I've got to start with Equinox. I've absolutely got to. I didn't look at the other invigorations. I just happened to connect the dots there and went, yes, that's mine. Speed affects sign axis 4? No, well, fair enough. That makes sense. No, that's absolutely fine, Zom. So, Korokop. I've read Zom and Korokop at the same time. I'm so sorry, though. That's absolutely fine, Korokop. It's just how it be. You can join us on other missions, all the same. Besides, you're in most of them.
This is a mobile
hardly missing out.
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break
So,
into the network.
let's make our way over. Oh, you know it's crossplay when only one person loaded in with me and the other 2 are still loading. I can at least see their hit points before I put in the console bit there. Alright. I want to hit some things with these crits. Those are some spicy crits. They're not red crits, but it is then only a secondary one. You know, you can't expect the world of it. But it's still nice to have those crits right there. Alright, Addy, we'll switch to after this mission. Hello, Renova, how you doing today? Mr. Trinity right there. Esprit with the hydrate as well. Sure. Quick sip. Quick sip. Oop. Accidentally just dive straight into that Arson Xmas, but it's fine, I'll survive. And black. Wow, that one survived? Damn. Most things didn't survive that, but that one did. Okay. Okay. That is an unfriendly location. Let's get back towards the defense objective. Just kidding. Gonna still blast them all. Got him. I'm stuck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No!
Proceed and prepare.
Bollocks. Okay. Slight overextension there. Slight overextension. I need to crawl off of this. Yes, Equinox, this build, teeny tiny little bit vulnerable. Being obliterated. I'll probably be a little bit more careful about that. Just a teeny tiny bit more careful. We're on the data mass? Yeah, there we are. Have I tried the new Tenet Plinks? I haven't got hold of the Tenet Plinks yet, no. Believe it or not, there's only so much I can focus in at once in an update. So I just haven't had time to get around to that one just yet. I just realised I do not have the Glade Prime equipped, so I can't use that overpowered weapon right now. No! That's going to get me killed. Somehow I survived that. Okay, I did not realise there was a Nox right there that could just blap through me, but I survived. Crippensum saying, is it worth buying Blaze and Hammer Shot because they don't seem to drop for me? They are rare mods to get hold of. They have also fallen out of favour a bit, so unless your build requires them, it is actually safe to skip both Blaze and Hammer Shot. They have their places, but those places are very niche these days, I would say. Not the end of the world if you don't have them. I'm going for that Ribbon Sliver as soon as this no longer needs defending, because no one else is here. I like to keep an eye on the point.
We are finished here.
Okay, cool. Now I can get the Ribbon Sliver. Been hearing good things about Perigal. If the bits and pieces get changed, we'll have to see on that. We'll have to see, I suppose. The Perigale does have some good uses, kind of, at the moment. I've heard it's done some great stuff over on Eidolons. But beyond that, it does seem to be in a bit of a difficult situation, I'd say. As in, pretty much dead on arrival at the moment. So, hopefully they do something about that. I'm not happy with it currently. We'll see. The good news is that, as I was saying that the first time on Wednesday, that's when someone from Warframe themselves was actually in the chat here and asking for a summary on opinions on it, so, you know, that worked. You never know. They were... You can't say they weren't at least listening. We'll just cross our fingers, I guess. I'm going to say, look at the Terran Ferox. Want to pick it up, current damage bonus is magnetic. I mean, I picked it up. I don't care that it's magnetic, I can roll it into something better later. It's more a case of getting it, leveling it, being ready to see what it can do. Although, I've never been a fan of spear guns. Just never. Our mods are a really big part of getting good, yes. This is a gear-based game. If you don't have the gear, you can't succeed. That's just a fact. It is impossible. If you take an unmodded Foreman, for example, it will not slap. It will fail. So, not only do you want to have the mods which do the work, you also need the Endoing credits to upgrade those mods to get them to the point where they're doing the work. That's the matter of it, so yeah. Gear is crucial in this game. Absolutely crucial. The opponent say Herb D buffs Varuna's portability. It's 2 calls me this week. Yeah, I can get the animation side of things because, you know, animating somebody crawling around on all fours might be a bit difficult to ring off a Warframe, but the ability itself, that needs some testing. There's got to be something going on that we're missing. There's got to be, surely. Alrighty, that is the first of our missions down. As Addy requested that we switch over the music to EDM, let's do that. There we go, that is sorted. And Korokop requesting Grendel, because I heard he was reworked. I'm curious how he turned out. Alright, let's see, what mission we got next? We got Assault 1. Not the best to really demonstrate a Grendel on, but sure, let's do it. Let's go do it. Grendel, there we are. I can type, it's fine. Let me just check, have I got a stupid build on here or have I got a real build? Let's see, we got health, we got armor. Adaptation to help keep us alive, some balanced other stats all round. So that we can get at least something out of everything. Total armor strip on regurgitate, that could come in handy. Nourish buffs are looking spicy. Yeah, let's give this a whirl. Let's give this a whirl. I'm going to switch the Praetos now over to Glade Prime. Vlad, cheers. I'm actually playing with people for once. I can imagine, Conquering, I can imagine. What I've heard of, especially the Switch platform, the lack of people around there most times, it certainly has made a difference for a lot of people to actually have regular people to play with. Like, you can go into the popular missions as known on PC and actually play with people now. Big deal. How do you get better mods? It depends on the mods, Loretta. It really does depend on the mods. So, like, for example, your basic elemental mods, most of those just drop from various parts around the star chart, from various enemies. The more you play, the more likely you are to get them. Some mods will drop from certain rotations of missions, like Continuity, I think, is a rotation C on defense, for example, on earlier missions, one of the places you can get it. Lots of mods you can get from Transmutation, but that's only really viable once you've opened up the index, so that you can have a high amount of credit income. And various other mods come from various other locations. Corrupted mods come from the vaults on Deimos, which you open with Dragon Keys. It all comes down to which mods you're looking for. There is no one way to get powerful mods, as it were. That's why you won't find a basic answer for it. It's better to look at what do you need for your next step, like what's the next upgrade you're being recommended for something, and then you look on the wiki, how do you get that upgrade? Yeah, that armor strip is pretty good. Pop that as well, just to give a buff. I think I gave a buff. I was supposed to give it to allies as well. There we go. What? Oh, I must have broken. No, the range just... I've got balanced stats. I don't know why the range was sucking on that. Okay. Get a few more enemies in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I might need to up the range on this build. But at least I got full armor. Why with the jumps? Okay, there we are. I was feeling a little bit bouncy. Maybe I'm just... It's been a while. None of the buttons I wanted to press there. There we go. Normal health and energy drain? Yeah, so holding on to the enemies in your gut no longer has a constant drain on them, so you can just swallow them up, getting the bonus. They take damage over time. It's 2% of their health and shields over time now. You have a bit too much overguard. Let me get rid of that for you. Thank you. You got that one. I'll grab this one. There we go. They've all been got. They've all been got. We need to go to the command center. Yeah, with the viral on Grendel, if you are building specifically for that, you can bring weapons without viral because Grendel can give you the viral. You and your team, for that matter. Yoink. Lay that one in. We need to locate Clemency trees. They've got that one, they've got that one. I'm just going to stand here and defend for a moment. Everyone's already grabbed them. You can eat enemies in meatball form. Yeah, you can cast in meatball form as well now, so that's good. And you can see the health status of the enemies on Grendel's new UI, which is very nice. We've got that total armor strip, so if I do this... Ah, no more armor for these guys. Makes them a lot easier to kill. The only time I'm struggling for armor is if just enemies aren't spawning. If they're not here, well, I don't need armor, do I? Not what we're looking at today, Mehmet. Not what we're looking at today. I can pop this here. Armor strip, even through Overguard, because Overguard doesn't block armor strip abilities. And just reabsorb a new one. And the difference it makes in damage output against things that aren't butchers is insane. Being able to take out that much armor is very, very useful. They're all dead. Do you want to know the best place to farm Endo? Oh, looks like someone's already linked you the Endo farming guides. There we are. Question answered on that one. One thing I keep on having to recommend, surprisingly enough, is if you're looking for a guide on something and you think I might have covered it, the very first thing you should do is just open up YouTube, type in The Kengineer and whatever it is you're searching. Don't just search the topic. Don't put Kengineer because that's not the channel name, so Google gets confused. The Kengineer and whatever it is that you're trying to find out about. And that will bring up the video if I've done a video on whatever topic. Because that's just how it works. Can we stop bouncing crazily off stuff? That'd be great. There we go. Any tips on how to farm Steel Path Essence? Do you just run along Survival and Camp Rune? Yeah, pretty much. Steel Essence you get from Acolytes, so kill Acolytes, that's how you get Steel Essence. You've also got your daily incursions, so do those for the bonus Essence they give out. But otherwise it's just have boosters, have Smita Gavat if you can fit it into your kit, and off you go. Jobs are good. Can you take a look at the build of Grendel? Sure. I think it needs some work on that one. It feels like the lack of range was kind of holding it back a little bit there. I feel like this build could do with more range. Let's see, I've currently got Streamline on there, so energy isn't really a problem. So I'm going to swap that out, and let's instead go for Augur Reach to get that extra range on there. Because this... And the radius should have been fine before, I don't know. It felt like I just wasn't reaching allies, but out to 43 meters now. Should improve that. Arcane Grace just to help out on the healing is passive healing. Arcane Avenger because you're going to be taking lots of hits. You're not crowd controlling that many enemies, so that's good for extra damage output. And we've got the Strength, which is in a single mod, bringing us up enough to get that to full armor strip, which works. Do loot boosts or frames like Necros or Cora affect Steel Essence? I don't know about Necros or Cora. That's a good question. Not sure on those. Definitely not sure on that, sorry. There's been changes here or there to the loot on Seal Essence, so possibly not. I would assume no on Quora, because I don't think the Acolytes can be bound by the Strangle Dome. I don't know on Necros, but I imagine that he can't desecrate them because they teleport out. So I would imagine no, no, and no, but this is Warframe. This is Warframe. What am I missing? And you join, we're still full squad. We do this all to be the same squad, because there's a squad going through it. Now, I see that Snake Raider has requested an appearance change. Alright. Behold Fairy Grendel. It's about time, sure. Why not? Let's bring out Fairy Grendel. Let's bring out Fairy Grendel onto our energy reduction rescue mission. Why not? Ashmedo, I say, just popped in to say thank you. Returning player, still fairly newbie to a lot of your videos, help me getting back on track. Ash, glad you enjoy it. Thank you very much, and welcome to Twitch, by the way. Cheers. Smeekers can boost Steel Essence? Yes. So, resource boosters affect Steel Essence, guaranteed, absolutely. Is this Foreman with a specific build for Grendel? No, this is my default go-to Foreman.
Our intel suggests that our person of interest
Completely go-to.
search for the hostage and bring him home.
Also, fun fact, you can go... Why am I bouncing so much? Jesus. Okay. That went from bad to worse. The graphics? Okay. There we go. Grab the enemies, and that means I no longer need to worry about energy drain. Also, fun fact, there's armor strips as well. The ball armor strips. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does reduce the armor on enemies. Not as much as the 3, so you do need more strength if you want to one-tap them. Or you just tap them twice and that'll do the job. But this also gives a constant health regen to Grendel. So it actually kind of works as a mobility thing. There's 3? Ah, there's 4. The switch around the 3 and 4 is going to make it hard to remember. I've already misclicked on the abilities, so you'll notice me mix those up. Pulverize. Pulverize does a lower armor strip than Regurgitate. And also it just kind of slams into enemies, which is a little bit of control as well.
The hostage is almost out of time. Hurry.
Let's pop this guy in through here. Pop.
I thought I was gonna die in there. Thank you.
There we go. Let's get out of here. Just swallow up a few more extra enemies for the armor. Okay, apparently there wasn't enough. I thought there was 4 enemies there. There we go. You can also go faster with sprint, but it means you lose some of the control. And the catapult ornament, you can now stop the speed that you gain from it by holding control. I could just do that and stop pretty much instantly. Do that, stop. And yeah, better to catapult upstairs still. It's still better to catapult up those. The energy cost is even lower now as well, so that's easy. Yeah. Did not realise how big Grendel was in his ball. When he's got max in him, yeah. Oh, we forgot to do the bloody prediction, didn't we? Oh well, we'll do it on the Archon hunt. Got too carried away with the Grendel stuff and a million questions. Whoops. So if this is what Pablo did for Grendel, got some increased hope for Hydroid and Naris. Yeah, it'd be nice to see Hydroid get a similar level of treatment. It'll be nice. It will be nice. And how dizzy it is for operator? Well, the operator does get a lot of training and mastery of the frame, I suppose. They get used to it. They get used to it. Let's pretend we didn't see the reward to do prediction anyway. We'll do it on the Archon hunt. We'll do it on the Archon hunt. Not going to read that. I'll read the Twitch chat. I've got enough chats to follow. I'll say low energy cost will Grendel himself from energy staff to energy gorge. Yeah, he's got loads of energy available. Loads, loads, loads. Alrighty, so we're going to go on to the Archon hunt now. Let's see. We had a few other join requests. So, Korokop Chokadika, if you want to join in on the Archon hunt, now's the time to send a message. Like, already your obsession is honestly draining. Yep, Koki. So, in which case then, who do we pick out? Chicken Noodle, Max, and Madge. Who messaged first? First in, first out. Max and Madge, you message first. Max and Madge, thank you very much for joining in. I'm going to need the space now to bring in a Chokadika. Thank you. Alright, let's see what we've got on the Archon hunt. So, we've got a rescue to get started with. We've got defense and then the showdown. Okay. Just remember rule 1, Snake Raider. Let's get cracking onto the Archon hunt. I'm not going to need to switch up stuff here, I don't think, so I'll just stick with everything as is. Should still work. Should still work. So normally we would do the Archon hunts on the Wednesday, but we just collectively decided not to do it last Wednesday. Just as a matter of course. We were too busy with other stuff. The whole brand new update, was it?
Do what you can. Bring you home safe.
Toxin damage go Bert. Oh, I think I jumped up too high here. Yep, there we go. Let's not have any face lasers today, thank you. It's going to take a bit to load in. Ah, okay. Well, I hope you can join us before the mission ends. Fingers crossed on that. Yeah, I see you loading in now.
Hurry up. You are running out of time.
Oh, looks like we both split. I'll go this way. Get rid of these guys. I see that face laser. That's not happening. Nope. This one I can open. Yes, yes. Let's give that a try. Oh, I gotta crack this. Yeah. Got it. Did I figure out much with the space laser, boys? I found out enough to know that I don't want to look into it more at the moment. For my own sanity. We won't be looking into it on stream today. I definitely do not want to be going through that right now.
Wipe my head clean off, mother. That's what the good meat is. Suck the guts until the little legs kick, kick, kick.
Well, Pazool's in an extra special mood today. That was one of his weirder voice lines yet. Yeah. That is, yeah.
If any trace of Era still remains inside I will bring it to the surface.
Oh. Did you not get into the mission at all? Chokadika, did you not ever get in? Match unavailable? Match unavailable now, yeah, because... Did it take you 2 minutes to not even finish loading in? Surely not. Surely not, Chocodika. Alright, let's re-invite you into the squad, but what? Hello, F King, how you doing? I can see why some people would want to run, you know, endurance runs for hell of it, if that's your loading times. Surely not. Because now it's going to take you the time to load out back into your orbiter again. You're on game and stream at the same time, Wi-Fi didn't handle? Crikey. Yeah, please don't host. Please do not host missions if that's how it is for you. You're almost in the orbiter? Which means you're not going to have got credited for the mission, are you? You're not going to be able to join us on the defense, are you? Because if you never loaded in, the game won't have credited you that rescue. Uh-oh. That's no good. Load in, just on the off chance it has given it to you. Just on the off chance. But if it hasn't, we will all have to go on without you then. I'll give you a moment to load in and double check, just to be certain. Do you have a look on your side? Does it show that you've got access to that? Alright, Chocolate here. And Grumpy Pants, not exactly ideal, I'll be honest. Alright then, Choc. I'm going to have to ask you to drop out on that one then. Unfortunate, but we'll just have to be aware of that in future. Alright, we got a defense mission. I'm going to bring something more suitable for defense though. I'm definitely going to bring something a little bit more suitable than Lavos on that one. We've got Nezha, we've got Naros. Let me see. What do I want to bring for this? Because the amount of damage and the fact you can't just pick yourself back up again, we need to be careful on that. Could go for Zephyr. Zephyr might be an interesting play here. This is a gamble. Absolutely, this is a gamble, but let's give it a whirl. I never like this track. Let me just get rid of that one. There we are.
Werewolf, their wolf, their castle. How are you doing?
Hello, MJ. Thank you very much for resubscribing onto 5 months. Really do appreciate it, dude. What wolf? No, there's no werewolf in this. We got Voruna. Voruna is not a werewolf frame. Come on now. Everyone knows that. Grimpants, not sure on that one. I mean, Choc, if you want to speed run your rescue and then see if you can join us on the defense, you're welcome to try. You are welcome to try.
The specialist.
No guarantees on that, though.
Their wideband scans should reveal Narmer's purpose in this sector.
Alright, so let's get this up and running. And put my defense up, and I'm going to do my best to keep that defense up, because I'm going to need it, I think. Oh, I'm going to need it. And let's pop down the... Actually, did I just throw that grenade away? I think that grenade deflected off of my turbulence, which is pretty nifty. Let's do a hover bomber approach for a bit. I should have the energy to make this kind of style. Just got to watch out for these ones. There we go. The only downside of being this high up is that I can't actually see the enemies on my radar. I am relying on spotting. Oh dear. Let's not have that happen. Re-up my defenses. Oh yeah. In fact, you can Vazra and dash to the defense operative. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I'll let the owner of Smeet go rescue that companion. Where is this? Oh yeah. Oh, there we are. There we go, okay. No, apparently that's not it. There we go, alrighty.
I kind of suspect this may take a turn for the worst.
Wow, one wave in, he's already pessimistic about it. Don't worry, mate. We've got bonus crit secondary right here. Flying over the map. And occasionally self-staggering, but you know, we don't count that bit. Of that to control a few of them. Spread the damage out. There we go, that's getting a little bit more effective. Zephyr can lock this down. Zephyr can absolutely lock this down. Reverence with Banish and Augment. Yeah, that works as well. That definitely works. Oh, didn't realise my ability to run out. Up on some new tornadoes. So far, we are handling, which is good.
Yeah, I think they're going to make a day of this.
Press 3 become basically immortal. So long as I'm in the air, because the things that it deflects are range attacks, but it doesn't do anything against melee, and then certain environmental or special attacks. So long as I watch out for the special attacks and stay out of melee range, I should be okay. But there is a limit on the guarantees that can provide. Zephyr Tornadoes block glaives? Oh, well, there you are. I suppose they are a valid target to hit. Zephyr can fly, Zephyr can hover. I'm channeling Zephyr's first ability to do this. Oh, where is Chipper? Why is Chipper over here? Someone's getting them up, so it's fine. Of course, whilst in the sky as Zephyr, you get the bonus as well from the passive, which is plus 150% critical chance on weapons. That does a good job. Come on. Die, 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 die. Hey, it gets there and tearing through them. Oh, I like ribbon takeoff. I meant to dive all the way down, but okay.
Someone who's never been shown it. Now are you?
I want to be a bit higher up than that. There we go. This, I think I'm a little bit too high. It's kind of hard to control the height of Zephyr. There we go. I think that's about the height I want. Re-up the tornadoes, re-up my turbulence, and just destroy everything with a wow. Yeah, Zephyr is a pretty capable Warframe. It's not what I use all the time, or frequently at all for that matter, but they are capable. Okay, they are down over here. Up you get. Re-up that. Re-up this. Glaive go Bert. And we're in the sky again. I need to wait for the recharge. There we go. Very quick recharge. Easy. Is Glaive Prime vaulted? Yes. Glaive Prime is vaulted. I mean, if I want to go AC 130, I can switch to my form and switch to automatic mode and just like... I mean, it's not even the fastest fire rate I get out of it, is it? Can I use... Oh, I can't use gear in this mission, can you? Oh. Re-up that. Re-up these. There we are, that works a bit, doesn't it? We're way faster than the pub lobby you're in? Wow, that's the way it goes sometimes. Different builds, different setups, different efficiencies. Zephyr's got defensive damage amplification, which definitely helps. Korokov is down. Uh-oh. Re-up defense. Switch to you. That defense is more protecting my Sentinel than me. Re-hover. Reactivate tornadoes. And we should stabilize again. Yeah, Glaive Prime is very expensive because it is so powerful and just has escaped the nerf bat for a very long time. At this point, it's just accepted that D wanted to be this strong. And so the price of it goes very high whenever it's not available through normal farming. Drop down just a little bit there. Oh, okay. It's down again. Where is Chipper? Oh, there he is. Why is there not a marker on him? Jesus. I could not see he was there. Oh, fuck. What got me? I did not see what got me there. My third ability was up as well. That's really confusing. Like, jump, please. Thank you. There we go. What do I think about other glaives? Well, it depends on the glaive. Glaive is a category of weapon. The Zorus is in a good spot. The others, they're varying levels of passable, so okay.
And I shall serve
Drop. And armor there, there we go. Did I get hit by a face laser by chance? I think I got hit by a face laser. About the only thing I can think of that would just blap through me so quickly will be a face laser. One of the reasons you don't want to solo this kind of thing, because if something just randomly blaps you, that's it, you're out. Get that. Throwing out a few airbursts as well, trying to help build up the tornadoes and build up the enemies. Oh, and the operative is down again. Of course he is. Let's get rid of you. There we go. We're handling. The defense operative can go down as many times as they like, so long as we don't let them die, we're okay. That's the main thing we need to worry about. Don't let them die. What level is what? Sorry, Vanguard. This mission? Is they're level 138. Level 138, and they have the Archon mission bonus. I didn't want to fly all the way over here. I just wanted to deactivate that. So I could get to this height. Ooh, I saw that face laser. Chipper, why are you always so dying? Where is the thing that spawned that? I'm not hitting anything on it. What the hell?
That was some nice speed work.
One downside of the small laser sets toxin, does not handle sentience very well. Not at all. Let's switch to this for a bit. Also, I just realised, I think I'm using Arcane Dexterity on... Yeah, I'm using Arcane Dexterity on my weapons, aren't I? Oh! No! I didn't even... Didn't notice that my ability ran out. Or apparently, no, it's still active. Why do I... How do I keep dying through my ability if it's still active? That's really confusing. Yeah, slight downside to my damage. Apparently, I've had Arcane Dexterity on both my weapons today. Forgot I'd done that. And so I've been dealing lower damage than I should have been. The more you know. There we go.
Stop sweating, Margaret. Scan's doing fine. Old enough and ugly enough to do two mucking things at once.
Yeah, don't overthink the defense objective there, Scravy. It's meant to be a challenge in one way or another. No, phase lasers. Those phase lasers are absolute BS sometimes. Where is Chippin now?
Like that. Not one bit.
Despite not being able to really see the icon, they are definitely here. Hurry up that. Let's do a bit of groundwork for a bit, I think. Trying to get some more stacks on the melee here. There we go. On the melee. Free up the tornadoes. Use that to kill everything in this tornado. Nope. Keeping tabs on a defensive ability where if it's on you have no worries and if it's off you just die is honestly annoying. And probably one of the reasons I don't play a lot of Zephyr. Keeping tabs on a silent timer, especially through music and paying attention to a mission and chat, is a lot to ask. Especially as I can't recast it during the time, so I have to notice the moment it runs out to recast it, or be at risk of going down. Like there, and for some reason it wasn't. Melee? 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 Hello? Sorry, has my glaive vanished? Oh, for... How am I supposed to keep up primary and secondary dexterity if my glaive vanishes? Oh, for Christ... Yep, it's gone. My glaive is gone. I don't know why this bug happens. My glaive is gone. Ugh. It's been a while since this bug has popped up, but ugh. Why? Again, in a mission where I can't die. Last time it came up, I was Wukong, so I'd have to burn through my entire passive to die and try to get it back that way. Now I'm in a mission where literally dying will cost me the mission. So now my Fullman is going to be... well, both my weapons are going to be much weaker because I can't actually use the arcane that gives them damage. Oh no! Someone else run the mission now. I just have abilities and weaker weapons. I can do some damage, but yeah.
Lucky 17. Perhaps not as lucky as I thought.
Perhaps not, but Quintus, thank you very much for the 17-month Tier 3 resub. Like, no missing either bit of that there. My dude, that is huge, thank you very much. Okay, where is the operative now? Let's play Find the Invisible Marker. He is here. Okay, that's melee, that's melee, that's melee, that's melee, that's melee. And that's a grenade. Stop with the things I can't resist. Still no melee. Yeah, still no melee of my own.
I think she's just about good, matey.
God damn it. These tornadoes above the weapons. It will distribute the damage, yeah, but it's still nowhere near as strong as it should be.
Another minute, I reckon.
Still nowhere near as strong as it should be. This isn't a common bug though. I've rarely had it. Oh, defense ability. I rarely have it. It's just pain when it does happen because there's nothing you can do. Unstuck doesn't fix it. I mean, I can try that, but it's not going to. Nope. If I press melee, I just awkwardly stand here.
Oi,
Oh,
give us a hand.
I see your laser beam shit.
Push pedals.
Isn't it? Zephyr's tornado's gone harder to see. Like that one I can see clearly. Then the one that was over here just seems. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Ah! For crying out loud! A nullifier melee just runs up to me in the middle of a laser shitstorm just as I recast my third ability. I'm not gonna bring that. And which sentient is casting that one? Because there's no one under it. Or is that? Nope. Chipper's bleeding out again. God damn it. Third ability ran out again. Don't know when it ran out. This is why I like passive tanks. Or tanks with noisy ability ends. I'm killing the music a sec. It's as loud as it normally is, but... Oh. Mission runs out, can't even demonstrate the run out on the ability. Zephyr's ability times out, I swear, nearly silently. No warning that your defense has just dropped entirely. Ray saying you could shoot the grenades so they damage enemies instead? I had no idea. Huh. That's a thing. What happens if you revive yourself through last gasp with the glaive gone? No idea on that either, to be honest, Wolvens. No idea. However, my amp was not going to revive me whatsoever. My amp... at the moment, the amp I've got equipped is one that I need to finish leveling. It is not in a situation to try and survive. It's not the worst we've had, Korokor, but not ideal. Right, we're on to the final bit, aren't we? We are on to the final stage. Which means once again equipping all the right stuff. Equipping that. Equipping, what's it called? That one. Yep. This, let's switch that over to that. Yeah, there we go. This, that one. Might be slightly overcooking it, don't care. Why does that glitch happen? Look, if I knew why that glitch happened, Jogadika, I would have found a way to fix it. I have no idea why it happens. But it's happened a couple of times on stream and it's annoying every time. Alright, let's get the prediction up and running. What reward do you think we'll get from this today, chat? Will it be a NASA sculpture? Will it be a Riven booster? Will it be a legendary core? Maybe something else entirely. Use your blue spanners at the bottom of the chat window there to make a prediction. And if you're right, well, you're going to get plenty back. Any reason people use the Felix specifically with Revenant? So with Revenant, I have subsumed on Zarta's Whisper. Zarta's Whisper is what's working with Felix there to do amazing stuff. Revenant is because Revenant is pseudo-immortal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hellgamer, I usually have the Archon air support rather than the Carl Garrison air support. Alright, Immortality active.
Who keeps Era suppressed and tormented with delusions? A stench of Malra's vermin upon this.
These guys getting absolutely blapped and also giving me one hell of a bullet jump. I'm going the wrong way. And these kills, by the way, these are happening without Zarta's Whisper. That's just how strong the Felix is innately to start. Smeek's dying. Smeek can die. Hello, Vito. I'm hoping to get here before all my stacks run out. That would be great. There we go. Alright, Naira, look at me. Look at me.
Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill.
Got him. Ooh, bit close on the damage there, but I got him. Nira is an annoying one to kill because their head is all swoopy whoopy all the time. Swear down. Just constant wiggly wiggles on it. Bro, what? What, you mean you've not watched my video? How to one-shot an Archon? You're missing out.
Azul has barred the way to us heathens.
I did a whole video on this.
Storing deep in veils should allow you to deceive the barrier.
I tripped the thingamajig. Hi there. I'm gonna go blap and blap, blap, and they're dealt with. Let's go take this back to the middle. You're supposed to aim for the head, Quintus. That's the headshot bonus. You aim for the head of the snake, is my understanding. You might get bonus damage on the shard, but it's not the headshot. Just waiting on the other one to turn up. Ah, it's unfortunate, Blunk. No idea, Chocodika. Here we go. I need to get some headshots on the way in because I've got absolutely no headshot bonus at the moment. Well, no arcane bonus, I should say, from headshots. I would very, very much like some enemies to start spawning any moment now. That'd be great. Here we go. That was not a headshot, apparently. That one was. That was not. Those two were. Hold still, hold still, hold still. Oh, she's done her thing. And we're working on the last summon. Got it. There we go. Yeah, you must have missed it, Grumpy Pants. It only runs for a minute or two.
You dealt with Archon 9.
Easy.
Her kind may expect no mercy, no protection.
Easy. Compared to that defense mission, very easy. Okay, I slightly overjudged how far I had to jump for that one. There we go. And celebratory disco. I'm not sure what's going on for you on that one, Quintus, sorry. Not sure what's going on for... Hey! Talforged. That's what we're looking for, chat. Talforged Amber Shard. Oh, yes. JC, I'm going to reject that pick a frame. For the very simple reason we are done with the Sortie and the Archon Hunt now, and as the stream title says, it's Voruna testing, so and I quote, high strength duration Valkyrie will nourish for extra damage and energy bonus and viral spreader, works wonders in Steel Path, I'm sure it does, is not what we're doing today. So I'm going to reject and refund you that one. GG's! Enjoy your Talforged. And as for the prediction there, we got a Zor Riven mod. It's not the best Riven, but it is a Riven. It looks like not a lot of gambles on the Rivens today. Shepherd of Fire, putting in 200 span, is going to get out a lot more than that. What? A lot more than that on that one. There you go, my dude. And enjoy your extra spanners. Alright, so, first things first. First things first is, I'm going to grab Voruna, pop down to Simulacrum, and just verify a couple things about it. Just want to verify a few bits and pieces. So with Voruna, the main thing I want to verify, I want to see exactly how the crit multiplier works out on this. It should work as stated, but I just want to double check. Fangs of Raksh. I want to see exactly how the status spread works with some further testing on that. Lycaf's Hunt, I don't really have any concerns over. That just is as it is. It does what it says on the tin. Then Orphan's Descent. Something I notice here. The pack deals increased damage to targets and nearby enemies that are inflicted by status effects. Lethal attacks double the damage of Voruna's remaining charges. Those two bits are interesting to me. Firstly, The UI does not suggest a doubling of the damage, so I want to see what is true. Is it a doubling or is it a multiplier added on? And secondly, I want to see what's going on with the damage calculation here. Because the damage is pretty lackluster, but if it turns out that the damage is meant to be comboed with something, then it'll make more sense. So far, everyone seems to be having a terrible time with this. So I want to see, is there something we're missing? And there's a hidden power we should be unlocking, and that's what I want to look into. And he's saying, can you check whether the status knockdown immunity works in Archwing? I mean, that's a very quick check. Let's check that. I'm going to say no, but let's verify that for you, Eliu. Very, very quickly, let's just go into an Archwing mission. There's one right there. See, Delano, I see that's what the UI says in-game, but then we've got the ability tooltip saying double, which is not a 2x bonus added on, because that's tripling the first damage, and less than tripling on future ones, not even doubling future ones. So there's something to look into there. Alright, well, we don't have access to my 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Voruna normal, and if I hold 2, I'm definitely not getting that, so... Nope. Definitely still no. There you are, you. That one's confirmed. Voruna's passives are completely unavailable in Archwing, like most Warframes. And I also check on free roam? No, you can check on free roam earlier. I've just confirmed it for you. I said what we're going to check and I've checked it. We're going to go down to the simulacrum. You try it. See what happens. You don't have a... Get good.
Of creatures you have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
I just demonstrated it doesn't work in Archwing. What more do you need to verify? Are any passive available in Archwing? To my knowledge, one. That is Garuda's. Garuda's passive works in Archwing fully, which means Garuda is the only Warframe that can also just straight up double your damage in Archwing. Kind of crazy. Also, for anyone curious about the whole knockback situation, if I just grab the... where is it? Sagara's gift here. No passive. Full knockback. Passive. No knockback. So you can completely protect yourself from all status effects, including self-knockback, with that second ability. Which is nice. Bito, cheer. Opinion on Necros? Necros is a Warframe. Necros is great for aiding you in gaining loot. Alright, so, let's start with the melee comparison. I'm just gonna... I don't want someone quite so tough in the armor there. Let's see. In the Grineer, scanned ones. In fact, I think it's called the Elite Shield Lancer. Yeah. These guys have next to no armor, but a hell of a lot of health. Which will just make it easier to do the test I want to do here to start us off. Let's grab a very basic melee weapon. Let's grab Broken War. It's basic as it gets. Don't know what that build was supposed to be, so let's break it. Keep pressure point, and I want to improve the crit. There we go, cool. That'll do just fine. I've got a 2.2 times multiplier on 411 damage. We'll see how this all works out in just a moment. There might be a couple of Warframe passives that work in Archwing. All the rest of the passives do not matter. Garuda's passive is the only one I found to matter. The only one. Alright, so... oh, I need to retouch the terminal, otherwise I'll get a stealth bonus. Let's just make absolutely certain of that. Spawn a new person in. No! Carrier! That would... No! God damn it! Half of the time I just completely forget the carrier is stupidly powerful. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Without the Sentinel just insta-killing the guy. So, normal attack, 2826, 2826, 2826, cool, that's pretty verified. Okay. 7931. Alright. So 2826 to 7931. 7931 divided by 2826 is exactly, or very nearly, 2.8. And you enter this testing map. It's the simulacrum. I'm using the ballroom simulacrum, which is unlocked during Halloween. And that there was supposed to give a 3.98 times critical multiplier. Okay. So, is that additive to the crit bonus then? 3.98 might be additive, because Broken War there has 2.2. If I do 2826, divide by the 2.2 of a normal crit, and then multiply by 2.2 plus 3.98, gives 7938, which is pretty much bang on the damage. So yeah. Oh, did I not add a command for Sentinels? No. Surely not. Also, the Sentinel weapon that absolutely eviscerated that guy's Burglass. Oh, I must have forgotten a command for the Sentinels. That's weird. Let me fix that real quick. That's going to annoy me. And it's definitely going to annoy Korokov, because he was hounding me over the Endo video for sessions on end. Wait. The command's there. What? The command exists! Huh? Right, okay, cool. Oh, because it was a reply. Yes, because your whole message isn't just exclamation mark Sentinels. If you want to reply to someone, you have to type the command and then put at the person to let them know about it. Also, I'm going to add the alias Sentinel so that pluralize issue doesn't happen either. There we go. So yeah, don't reply to someone if you're trying to use a command with the bot. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Twitch do be silly like that. So yeah, that confirms one thing, is that the critical multiplier there is additive to your existing critical multiplier. So if you already have a high crit multiplier, say you have a, I don't know, a 10 times crit multiplier, kind of crazy, but if you did have a 10 times, then that crit multiplier there, even with the strength I've got, adding on 3.98, is only increasing your crit damage by 40%. I mean, it's still a big increase, but it's only 40%. That said, with this at the moment, if I was using a more ordinary weapon, if we go for something like the Praedos here, standard build out of my Praedos, crit damage of 4.9, so with the bonus from that, 3.98 on top of 4.9, not quite doubling the damage, but that's still quite a bit of extra damage right there, yeah. On crit, which you should always be critting with a good melee. So that clears up one thing I wanted to check. That is one of them straight away. Yeah, crit damage bonuses are uncommon to come by, Ladybug, you were very right. And of course, if you have higher tiers of crits, it's still multiplying the crit bonus you get, so you're still getting a hell of a lot of benefit. It's just being aware that it is not a multiplier to your criticals, it is a bonus to your critical multiplier. Important distinction. Very important distinction. Okay, next, Fangs of Raksh. For that, I'm actually going to switch out of this. Zom, it's possible that someone didn't test it and wrote it in. That's something I've noticed a lot of the time on early or minimally edited pages, is that someone gets an idea as to how it works, and they just write it in, and then they give themselves a thumbs up for helping out the community, forgetting that they actually need to check what they write is true first. It's easier for someone to type in bullshit than it is for someone to test stuff and then type it in. No, the wiki is about 98% accurate, so I'm honest. Don't be that harsh. The wiki is 98% accurate. Is it like if Hunt a chance to drop health orbs? Does the chance scale with strength? To my knowledge, it doesn't scale whatsoever, no. So it doesn't show anything on there. I said it, saw it on the wiki. We'll test that in a moment then. We'll test that in a moment. Now, if I get just elite lancers, a whole bunch of them, those ones and those ones and those ones, and ah, yeah, there it is. I knew I had a different type of them. There we go. It wasn't the Railjack ones. And if I just check the range on the ability here. So on target depth, spread status effects to others nearby. Spread radius only 12 meters. That is not very far. I might not even be able to test it in this environment then. I need mag. I need mag a sec. Okay, let's see. If I bring you there, and you there we go. Because that, if I mark that spot there, yeah, that's definitely within 12 meters. That's going to be fine. Okay, cool. So I can kill this one to see if it spreads the status through the walls onto all of those. I'm testing line of sight. Because some abilities are line of sight, some aren't, and it's completely random in this game. So, let's test it. I might as well just use Rubico. Rubico works. And I'm going to bring in Onairu for some armor strip. Just make my life easier. Alright, cool. So that should do the trick. Do that just to reset that. Is it worth investing into the Sarafang? If you want a heavy blade that attacks faster but more weakly than Grand Prime, then go for it. It's like the Grand Prime in terms of output. It's a bit weaker than the Grand Prime actually in terms of output. The Grand Prime on average beats it. But if you are killing enemies in a single hit, then the Sarafang is going to be better off for you. So for mid to low tier missions or deal with the infested, the Sarafang is probably better than Grand Prime just because it's faster. Otherwise, Grand Prime exists. Okay, so let me see if I can just one-shot them without armor strip first. Pop that on. I can, and it did spread to absolutely all of them. That's good. Cool, so unless these pillars don't count as line of sight blockers, jobs are good and that does spread through. Do I want to guarantee line of sight blockage? If I do that, I can dip around it. What's a good line of sight block test? Probably Ember. Probably Ember, let's see. Yeah, so these do block line of sight for abilities. Okay, that's good. So Voruna's ability, second ability does go through walls and obstacles, so that's good. That's good. Now wait for condition overload, but for snipers. Tamer? Don't know where you've been for a while, but it exists. There you go. Galvanized aptitude. Plus 40% direct damage per status type affecting a target for 20 seconds. Attacks up to 2 times. It exists. I wasn't using it on that shot, but yeah, it exists. Okie dokie. So, back to Voruna testing. SK Cyprian, it looks like you got timed out putting 2 words together with a dot. It probably happens on mobile all the time. In answer to your question, how to get the Okuri Tails Ephemera, do you need to spend the money on the plat pack? That is this one. I don't think you need to buy the pack for it, no. Hold on, let me check on that one for you. Let me check on that one, because I am wearing it in mine, so might as well just double check. I'm fairly certain you can just pick it up, but I want to be certain. A few people have checked, you can just buy it. Fair enough. Wonder why they got timed out? So if you put two words next to each other with a period or full stop in between, it looks like a web address. Certainly if the second word is just two letters. So, yeah. Don't put things that look like a web address, the bot doesn't know better. Although occasionally the bot is kind to people like Rathorius. I feel like I should time out Rathorius just on general principle. But yeah, there you go. I've gone straight to the market and I've just typed in a query and look, it's right there. Yeah, just check the market. The only thing exclusive to the pack is the mural. What pack was that one? The mural. Lures pack mural. Yeah. So when you click an item, it'll say it's part of a bundle. If we go to... if I click this one here, you can see it's got the purchase. So you can do that to check with anything. If you click on something, it'll take you to the items page and it'll show you if you can purchase it separately or if it's just in the bundle. The Perigel, you can purchase that one separately. Sarafang, you can purchase that separately. The helmet you can purchase separately. I have got the whole pack. Full disclosure, that was gifted to me by DE. That was gifted to me. Yes, Snake Raider, the bot ignores links from subs and VIPs, that's right. So if you post a link in the chat, the bot won't go, oh, you're a bot! It'll sit back for you. If I then look at the link and go, wow, what the fuck, dude, then I'll still ban you. Is there any way to get for free? You cannot usually get cosmetics for free directly like that. So for the Akuri, for example, or anything plat-based in here, if you want to get that freely, without it being just gifted to you, the closest you're going to get to that is to trade with other players for Warframe's premium currency. Find things you farmed, sell them to people, and if you need an app to help you with that, I happen to know one. I made a couple videos about it. It's Warframe. I can help you on that one. Am I still going to test a 4 damage scaling? Yeah. Just because we get distracted a little bit doesn't mean we're going to forget entirely. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Alright, so, like us, yeah, Fangs of Archon, I'm happy with everything we tested on that. We tested previously that the statuses are only spread of the ones you get from the ability. So, say for example, if you hit an enemy with 5 statuses including slash, and then you separately proc slash on them, when you kill them, it doesn't spread the slash you procced afterwards. Only the stuff from the ability. We've already checked that bit fully. Like I've said, let's have a look at the drop rate on the orbs. Is there any chance of getting banned when using a Warframe? Yes, because there is also a chance of getting banned if you just run a mission for too long. Or if you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or if the game bugs out and gives you 3 million cryotic, as happened to someone on Reddit. You can at any point, for any reason, in any way get banned. If you want more information as to why DE does that, you should check out their own policies. And you can check out the third-party policy with regards to how DE handles third-party applications. I have a Warframe open right now, however, and I have done so on many streams. So, take it for yourself if you trust it or not. 3 mil cryotic? I'm not even kidding, it was actually 3 mil on Holy Moondog. See, Samuel, you've actually heard the opposite of what I just said. This is what I hate about this. And I'm not going to go at you there. It's just, the same question comes up a million times, and a million times the answer is right underneath every single video that has any reference of a Warframe that I put out there. Every single time. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this for absolutely everyone here. One moment. So, let me just grab a video of mine real quickly. Let's go to youtube.com. Let's do the thing that a load of people forget to do when they start asking questions about stuff. They don't go the Kengineer and then the topic they're questioning. Bam, look at that. It's the first result. Yeah, shut up, me. And if we pop into this here, see DE's announcement regarding third-party applications and Warframe, including Overwolf, Zendesk link or official forums link. Let's go to the official forums. And if we see here, The simple golden rule, if you use external software in conjunction with Warframe, then you do so at your own risk. While we could technically issue blanket bans on everything that alters game files, the fact of the matter is there is some software that can be useful and helpful for members of our community. This is where context is important. The difficulty here is that it's incredibly hard for players to prove they're not using a program nefariously. And while it is certainly possible that there are false positives, the ban will remain in place until your ticket can be processed. They literally talk about why they don't give out clear yes, you are covered, or no, you are not covered. Simply, you use at your own risk because they cannot go through every single program with every single possible update they put out and verify for you whether it is in breach of TOS or not. Refer back to TOS. So if you are even slightly paranoid that Mr. Streamer is going to some way cause your account to get lost, then follow this line. The only way you can reliably 100% avoid a ban for using external software is to simply not to use it. And fun fact, by the way, they do say avoid a ban for using external software. You can still get banned for other reasons, like playing a mission for too long. As of more recently, we're aware of recent conversations around Overwolf and their apps. This includes a Warframe. The above also applies to those apps and all other third-party software. We would like to make it clear that our involvement with Overwolf is simply that we've had conversations to ensure Warframe's agreements, basically, are not breached in any way. And that's it. That's it. That's the line you really all care for. I can't guarantee you will not be banned, because I cannot give you those assurances, because I'm not the one in control of banning you. DE are. DE support team are. But they've said they've looked into the conversations around Overwolf. They've had conversations. They've ensured TOS is not being breached in any way by Overwolf. I mean, that's pretty black and white to me. That is pretty black and white to me. So if anyone has any further questions or confusion on that, refer to DE's post here. If you're still stuck on it and you think, oh, but might I get banned? This line is the one that applies to you. This one right here. Because at that point you're saying, well, I know that everything says it's probably okay because we're not cheating in any way whatsoever, but I might get... Yeah, don't use it then. I can't help you at that point. I hope that is a fair and clear message when it comes to this whole thing. I hope that is a fair and clear message. If you are at that point of still going, I don't know, then just don't. Alright, let's get testing on Like of Sun. We're wondering, is it a guaranteed health orb and energy orb drop? And so I'm going to drop the strength to see if that affects it. Let's see if that affects it. Ooh, please do not sprint so much. Hop down to Mars and let's do some test.
Creatures you have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
It is a really good app, absolutely, yeah. You gotta remember, guys, I'm not going to promote stuff to you that I think is going to harm you. I'm not going to put something up onto my channel which is going to get people banned. You have to think just that little bit of a logical step there, like, would I really want to have my reputation as a content creator put on the line to bring to you a third-party app that I think is going to get you banned? Would I really do that? Do you think that little of me, frankly? And if the answer is no, you don't think that little of me, then, well, there we are. Probably okay to use. Depends how much they offer to me. I have turned down, just in the last month, somewhere around about 30 different sponsor offers. Something like that. Because every single one of those 30-ish were disingenuous, dangerous, questionable even, of a nature not suitable for the channel. I'm talking things like NFTs, I'm talking things like programs of a curious nature in terms of how they'll interact with your system, where I could not be assured that your rights and your data are properly protected, where the product being offered to you is of an insufficient quality or an insufficient environmental consideration to meet my standards. I turn down the vast majority of sponsor offers that come my way. Seriously. Angry saying, I just saw you on YouTube, now I'm talking in real time. Yep, definitely me live. Hello. Dangerous like gambling? Surprisingly, actually, it's been a while since I've had an offer of a gambling sponsor. They have come through. I've said no. Yeah. How many Raised Shadow Legends offers did I get? I can't give you a number, but more than a few. Yes. Full disclosure, for those who may have missed it, yes, I have done a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor. That was actually the very first sponsor accepted on the channel here. Now, it's for a very specific campaign of theirs, and it's just that one-off thing. I tried it out. Honestly, not a fan of the campaign they put together, but it wasn't overly malicious for that particular one, so we took that one. But that's the only one that's going to be on the channel from them. Alright. Want to kill them? Normally no orb. Activate this. Energy orb. Yep. Energy orb. Yep. Energy orb. Yep. Let's keep trying. Energy orb. Oh, 2. There we are. So you can get the energy orb from a normal kill and from the ability. So it looks like even with reduced strength, it is guaranteed to give you that energy orb. Until the ability runs out. You get a headshot, you get an energy orb. That's great. Even with low strength. So we don't need strength for this ability to get that bonus there. Now let's verify the same thing, but with health orbs. So let's bring these guys in, but at a very low level, so I can just one-shot them. Let's see how many health orbs do I get. Let me just pick up that bit of energy. Yep. 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 It's guaranteed, isn't it? It's guaranteed. There we are. That answers that one. So that shows that the third ability does not require strength whatsoever. That's what we're saying. One option I hope they get added to Aleka doesn't show the actual ducat value in the inventory when you sort by Duckinator. Well, suggest it to them. They have a Discord. Speak to the person who actually makes it. And Chuckadeeka, I just checked everything we needed to check there. We're fine. Don't need to bro me on that one. Alright, Lycap's Hunt. So, all it does is that it gives you health or energy orbs if you get a melee kill or headshot kill. And you can increase the duration by having those kills be on enemies with 5 or more status effects. So this ability does not require strength whatsoever. Strength has no effect on it. Chuckadeeka, I think you need to understand the difference between useful and putting in a little bit too much effort for the thing that we already just verified. You're making a suggestion for something we've already successfully completed. Not needed. Alright. So, strength affects the damage on this, but it doesn't affect the status spreading, which is the major component of it. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to check about these two interaction. I noticed someone complain about this one. If I activate this ability, then these are really low levels. So it did spread it, didn't it? Did it? Yeah. Yeah, it does spread off of that. Although I'm getting AoE kill. But yeah, it does spread the damage types even on kill by 2. And it also re-ups the time on the 3 by the kill there. So that's fine. The 2 does trigger the 3. That's good. And does the 4 trigger the 3? Let's bring these up to level 50 so they don't die straight away. They might still die. Oh, I didn't activate the 3. That's dumb. So yeah, the 4 also triggers the 3 if there's enough statuses going around. That might have just killed them. think that triggered right there? I'm not sure. Let me try that again. Let me try that again. So, third ability is active. Cast this on him. Kill. Currently on 14 seconds. Oh, look. Wow. Okay. I think that damage spread off my 2, so that makes it harder to tell. Balls. I can't tell if I'm killing my 2 or my 4. Which is a problem. Oh, apparently I missed an enemy. 4 does so reduce damages. I want one that doesn't kill them. Damn it! Oh yeah, definitely a good thing that we didn't have this frame called Lycath. If this frame was called Lycath, that would just suck. So basic a name choice, that one. I'm glad we did not end up with that. Okay, please do not kill them with the procs. God damn it! What stats am I using anyway? Isn't this the... I'm killing level 50s in a group with 40% strength? Wait. But if that's the case... Need more energy. If that's killing in a group, how much is this doing to this level? I mean... I've seen better. I've seen a lot better. Strength doesn't matter for the 2. Strength should matter for the 2 in some way. Because it's the damage output. Is that not what... that's a question then. That's a question. Does the damage from this scale off of strength on the status procs? Oh, that's going to be a pain to test. That is going to be a pain to test. Let's spawn just the one and try and test that. So let's see, what status procs do we get? Heat and Toxin. Ooh. Ideally, I want something that's not going to strip armor. But so many statuses strip armor. Darn. What's going to be an easy... Let me pick something that doesn't have armor then. That should work. Let's give it a lot more defense. Okay. This should be a fair check. Okay, we hit it there with... Well, we're getting a proc of 745, and that is from Slash Viral. Slash and Viral? God damn it. No. Time out. Try that again. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got 3 different DOTs and Viral, for God's sake. Try again. No DOT whatsoever. That one's cursed. I'm getting a different enemy. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to get the answer on this. I don't know how I'm going to get the answer, but I'm going to get the answer. Let's grab whatever annoying. Charges are too weak. What other infestor we got? I don't want the ancient healers, and I don't want the ancient disruptor. I still want something that's got quite a bit of health but no armor. Poison Cloud. So long as I survive the Poison Cloud, I should be fine. This shouldn't have any special damage reduction I need to worry about. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare, but I'm going to keep trying. Because we want the answers. Okay, no damaging procs. So we'll wait for those to time out, and then we'll try again. Let's try again. two different damaging procs, but no bonuses on them. So electric 125 and gas 125. Both electric and gas 125. Let's note that down. Elec and gas 125 proc each. Okay. Pause on that for a second. Let's see what proc we expected. I've got my notepad out on my second screen here. If we have 100 damage as our base, a status proc from that, from electric or gas, should be dealing 50% of that. That'd be 50 damage. We got 10 procs of that, so that'll be 500. But we did 125, we did a quarter of that. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Just... Enemy armor? But that's the thing, it didn't have armor, it's Toxication. Toxication, what are you weak to? Or rather, what are you strong to? Toxic Ancient. Reduced damage from Toxin, Cold, Radiation. Bonus damage from Slash, Blast, Corrosive. No damage modifiers. So unless it was a body part modifier. And if there's body part modifiers, that's just going to really screw with me on this. Let's bring out one of these then. Let's try on the Brood Mother and see if I can get the same results. Fossilize his armor. Oh, crikey. Okay. Fossilize is a health type. It is a health type because you've got Infested Sinew. That is armor. Fossilize is a health type, because if it wasn't a health type, if it's an armor type, then where's their health? It's not armor. Where is their health stat if that is armor? I'm not going to linger on that one because you're wrong. Get rid of this thing, we don't want it. Okay, Broodmother. Damn it, no damage to say this is. It looked like it did 115 damage there. Interesting. Oh, I don't know what damage it did there. Oh, viral procs, god damn you. And we got slash and gas happening at once there. I need energy. Hey lol, if you want to keep on chatting shit, I'll just time you out so you can think about how silly your comment is there. Come on, this is not a stream where you just spout random crap. Okay, 2 lots of 500 there. That was what I expected. So I guess I must have just hit a body part on the Ancient, which dealt most of the damage. 2127 from the viral procs. Well, 2127 divided by 4.25 from the viral bonus is 500, yeah. Ish. Okay, so the status proc is actually dealing damage as expected there from strength. So if we now take off the strength debuff, the DOT should be a lot better. And yeah, it's a lot higher there. If you spam 2, does it choose unique status effects or can it add more of a particular status? Good question. It'll probably add more. Let's have a look. Let's bring back the Toxic Ancient. See if I can replicate the issue. That is without any viral procs. They just take 1/4 damage. Looks like they do. Need more energy. Whoops. Yep, you can double stack. So I've got 20 toxin procs there. So yeah, you definitely can double stack. Obviously, it's only going to be able to double stack stuff that goes above 10 procs. But you can double stack, that's guaranteed. The infested aren't immune to viral, no. Some infested units are immune to viral damage, and some infested units are immune to viral procs, but the infested as a faction are not immune to viral, no. Yeah, there we got loads of different statuses, including 20 procs of toxin once. You can definitely do that. Hello, Moon. Things are going alright. Yeah, usually speaking, if a unit has the word Deimos in its name, so these ones here, usually speaking, these ones will be immune to viral. I don't think the game actually tells you this anywhere. If I spawn this in, even with my scanner, I don't think I'll get the information, will I? No, nowhere it says it. You just have to kind of figure it out. Is dumb. Very dumb that things like that. We have a scanner which can show damage resistances. We have the simulacrum and scanning enemies which tells us damage resistances. Doesn't show that they are immune to viral. Don't know why on that one. No idea on that one, Moon. If you check on the wiki, when you go to the Carrier Prime page, it'll probably tell you what it came with. Does status chance determine the damage type dealt or just the effect? Sorry. Determine the damage type dealt or just the effect? I have a feeling, Slime, you might be misunderstanding how damage types work in Warframe. I have a feeling. Just to be clear on this, you see these damages I've got here on the Rubico, for example. I've got Impact 396, Puncture at 74, Slash at 24, Radiation 743, and multiplied by multi-shot, I get a total average damage of 2,230. That's the damage I will be dealing before resistances to an enemy. So it will deal Impact and Puncture and Slash and Radiation with every single shot. The status chance doesn't change that. When you see a status icon next to the damage, that tells you that you applied that status effect with that hit. Not that you dealt that type of damage, you applied that status effect. I hope that clears that up for you, because otherwise I don't understand your question. I can only imagine you've misunderstood how those damage types work. Okay, so just to recap so far, we've confirmed that the critical multiplier on Shroud of Dynar is additive to your existing multiplier for melee. So if you have a 6 times bonus on melee, this gives you 2 times, you get a total of 8 times. You deal the damage even if you don't apply the status? Correct, yes. So toxin damage, for example, like I have on my Zagara's gift here, that radial toxin will go straight to the health of Corpus units. It will ignore their shields. Always, 100% of the time. Unless they have special shields which block it. So, 99% of the time, I suppose. Yeah, this is always dealing toxin damage, so that's why damage type selection is so important on your weapons for early mid-game and for special cases late game. As I say, this, we've confirmed the crit multiplier is additive, so that's a thing. Fangs of Raksh, we've confirmed that strength does affect the damage, both of the direct hit and of the status procs that come from it. We've also verified you can stack up statuses of the same type, so you can get 20 or more toxin procs, for example. But you can't get 20 blast procs because it's limited to 10. Yeah, it's only if the bot thinks it's going to be a link. It's strange. What else we confirm? Oh yeah, and also Fangs of Raksh, the spreading of the status will go through walls, so it does not require line of sight, and we've confirmed that the passive on it will also protect you from self-knockdown. That is definitely a thing. Lycav's Hunt, not affected by strength whatsoever. Absolutely not affected by strength. I do want to test the passive, actually. Just realised, the heavy attack efficiency, there's been questioning around that. Do I have a suitable ribbon? I experiment here. I cannot, let me dig. That's going to be easier from the relay. To test that, I need to go back to the relay. Let's grab a Riven with negative heavy attack efficiency. Equipment, mods. Let's have a look on that. Heavy attack efficiency. That's a plus. That's a plus. Minus. Excellent. Author. Minus 71. Yikes. But that'll do. That's all we need. I've got a Riven that has a minus. Let's do this. Exactly, Dom. Yeah. I'm checking to see, is it 100 or is it 90? Because it is definitely 100% capped at 90. But is it actually 100% or is there something else going on? Why use that one when I can use the one that has 2 Former in it and is called Subscribe? Even better. Any of these? I don't know what these builds are, so I'm just going to break this one. That is the wrong ribbon anyway. Here we go. So the main thing here, we've got the heavy attack efficiency, so I need to get myself the heavy attack built up, and then we'll see how much combo I use up. Hello, Nightmare Frame, how you doing? Let's just get in some really tough units. Gox out officers. Gotta love some Gox out officers. They are too much tank. Slam attack's probably gonna be faster, aren't they? Yeah. Ah, if only I had a Riven for a better weapon. Actually, I probably should have just gone for a range mod. Oh well. We're halfway there already. Just want to get this to max combo just because it would be the easiest number. Absolute guarantee we get the information we're looking for. Okay, there we go. So we got 220. I've got the attack efficiency on. So let's see what it drops me down to. 64. Okay. 64 out of 220 is left me with 29%. 29%, and my Riven, just to remind us, was taking off 71. 29 plus 71 is 100. There we go then. That's a nice, easy to confirm one right there. Voruna's third definitely gives 100% heavy attack efficiency. It is coded as 100, it's just capped at 90% most of the time. So if you do have a Riven which is giving you a negative to heavy attack efficiency, then you can factor that into play in a positive heavy attack efficiency if you're working around that. Or alternatively, just be aware of that fact. But it is definitely 100 in the code. You can slightly counter a Riven. There we are. That's another bit confirmed. Easy peasy. That was a lot easier to confirm than the Fangs of Rax crap. So now we get onto the one which is just a curiosity more than anything. We've got 2 bits going on here that I want to confirm. 2 bits going on. Firstly, we've got the lethal attacks double the damage. That doesn't sound right from what we've seen, but we'll find out. Yeah, Belty, exactly. Minus 10% would do absolutely nothing. Or apparently nothing because of the cap. Technically not nothing, but effectively nothing, yes. Right, melee off. Open descent. And no mods? No mods, good, good. Let's get ourselves some enemies with no armor so we can just see the exact values, no BS. Again, let's bring out the infested. It was the... I think it was the brood mod that didn't cause any issues, wasn't it? Yeah. Actually, let's bring out a whole stack of them and let's make them nice low level. Just so we'd see the damage numbers and get kills. That's what we're looking for. Alright then. Attacking the first one. AoE. Shit, forgot about that. Well, that's no help. That is no help. Whoops. Can I spawn more in? I can. Okay, we'll do it that way around because there's no timer on the ability. 5750 damage with the slash proc there. 5750. Resimulate. 17,250. Yeah, which is definitely a 3 times multiplier. So now let's see, does it triple? Does it 5 times? What's the correct answer here? Just to be certain on this stuff. 28,750. Which is a 5 times. Oops. And if you tap melee, that uses one of the charges as well, whatever. So the UI is correct, the description is incorrect. At least when it comes to that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have no melee equipped. God damn it, get off me. I have no energy. Alright then, so that's a good starting point already. So we know that Orphan's Descent, the lethal attacks double the damage of Voruna's remaining charges is wrong. It is definitely a additive 200% bonus. Well, next I want to see if a stat stick will have any effect, because now I know the exact values that should happen at base. We can just whack on any weapon. Want to whack on fly? Don't need to. I'm just testing the absolute basics right now, Chocodika. Don't need to do any of that. Alright, does this change from 5750? I'm gonna guess no, but let's just confirm. No. Okay, cool. That's verified. Get rid of that thing. But that's not a concern we need to worry about. Stat sticks are not affecting this whatsoever. Good, frankly. Stat stick abilities are annoying to figure out. Okay. So the last thing that is curious about this then is the pack deals increased damage to targets and nearby enemies that are inflicted by status effects. Oh boy. That one could be the interesting one to check. You know what, actually, because I'm going to need the energy, I'm going to use Flow. I need the energy on this. Alright. Let's spawn in the Brood Motors again. This time... yeah, just the one of them. Just one Brood Mother... at... oh, 5? No, I need to have high enough level that I don't kill them with my 2, but low enough that I can kill them with the 4, which is a big ask apparently. So let's try level... let's try level 40. We'll take it from there. It doesn't matter if I get a DOT, then I'm just not going to focus on it because there's going to be too many damage numbers. I just want something that I can hit them with and then follow up with a 4. And just confirm, can I use this now? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. I did not want a DOT. This is going to be a pain to check. This is going to be a pain to check. Fuck it. Nightmare's suggesting 120. Let's go 120. Target is not obstructed, game. Hey, look at that. We got viral on there, so let's be aware of the viral. Hit 48,875. And that dying from the DOT did not count for the charge either, so that's the thing to bear in mind. 48,875. So what I think I read there. Yo, JCL Game, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Cheers, my dude. Appreciate it. Very, very much appreciated. Enjoy your lovely blue badge, your remotes, your ad reviewing, and your access to the supporter T-Lounge. Alright, so 48,875. Take off the viral bonus, which is 4.25, is it? 100%, and then... oh, I can't remember. Is it 4.25 or 4.75 from max viral? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4.25. It's 4.25. Okay. So that would come to 11,500. Alright, let me dispense of the bonus damage, because that's going to mess up the questions here. Hit it with that. Let's see what procs we got on there. We got damaging procs, but we've got no damage bonus procs. Hit it. 11,500. 11,500. 11,500 again. Did I accidentally get a bonus? Because normally it's 5,750, but with the status procs, it's 11,500. Yeah, it's definitely dealing extra damage. Okay, so how much extra damage? Because that was double, wasn't it? Yeah, 11,500 is double 5750. Is it 20% per status proc? Or is it just double if you have enough status procs? Just saying, of course, forgot I had Amazon Prime. To be fair, not used it in ages, but why not? It's amazing content. Oh, thank you. Really do appreciate that. And hey, at least you remembered you got your extra bonus from your Amazon Prime as well. Maybe in one proc counts, time to try over Prime Weapon? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to go through bit by bit on the checking here, aren't we? Let's see. Let's grab something where I can guarantee only a single proc. Oh, sorry, I'll just build a new conflict slot. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Just give me that. Yo, Froggy, also subscribing with Prime. Thank you very much there, Froggy333. Really do appreciate it, my dude. Oh. Two of you sharing your Amazon Prime or Prime Gaming sub over here. Really do appreciate it. Salutations to you as well, my dude. Alright, let's put some status onto this. Just whack on the status, whack on the electricity status. Give me all the status, that's all I need right now. Just easy, quick guarantee of status. That's all I care about. Rude mother. There we are. Status is definitely inflicted. 11,500. Am I getting headshots by chance? The headshot should be double damage. This is curious. Tenet Amprex when? Oh god, yes please. Yes please on Tenet Amprex, absolutely. It'd be nice if I had some quirk, but honestly, even just a stat buff to the best electric laser beam, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh there, Viv. Yeah, caught you live this time. Absolutely have. So, that's what I was thinking, Tom, is that it should triple if there's a headshot. But it's feeling weird. This is feeling weird. Let's bring in a different enemy then. Let's bring in one that has a lot more armor. As in, any armor for that matter. Let's go right the way up. Don't worry about the kill bonus right now. Just summon in. So, normal hits with this. 67 for proc of 1750. 67, 1750. Cool, let's let that time out. Put on some of that. 134 for 3500. Yeah, the electric proc is doubling the damage. The electric proc is definitely doubling the damage. So, how many procs? But we only got double damage on the full activation of the two as well. So, let's bring out, what's it called? Epitaph. I can set this up for some very easy status procs. Blast Magnetic Radio? Yeah, you know what? Sure. Let's do it. That'll also give me cold. So, set on status resistance so I don't accidentally knock myself over with this. That is 2 status procs, perfect. Damage is the same. 3 damage, 3 status procs. Damage is the same. Okay. No change in the damage output there. Cool. Let's just get this one killed, because why not? Is my epitaph giving viral? It's not giving viral. I specifically set it up to not give viral there. Or corrosive, for that matter. It was doing magnetic, which no bonus to us directly. Blast, no bonus to us directly. Cold, no bonus to us directly. It's taking out the extras to narrow down what's happening. So now the other thing about the 4, we've seen that one or more status procs on one target doubles the damage. But it says the pack deals increased damage to targets and nearby enemies that are inflicted by status effects. Is that just going to increase the damage to all of the enemies which have status effects? Is it going to increase the damage to all the enemies based on one target having status effects? Or is it going to give us even more damage if more targets have status effects? Lots of questions. It's probably the most basic, which is if target have status, double damage. But let's verify that. Let's bring in more enemies. Bring in 5 of these, simulate that. So again, on its own, with 5 enemies here now. Damage to this one, 1750 slash proc, so no change on that there. And the damage on these guys, bugger all. Yeah. Same DDO, same DDO. No changes there so far, that's good. So now, electric procs for everyone. 3500. And like, the AoE damage seems to be basically none. With this amount of armor, no slash proc, the AoE seems to be basically none, unless I'm missing something here. They get this effect on them, but yeah. So there's no additional damage for others having status procs on them as well. So as far as I can tell then, it basically just doubles the damage if there's one status proc, and then that's it, that's all it does. Doesn't do anything extra special, it doesn't go up to 5 status procs to synergize with the 2, it just goes, is there a status? Ah, double the damage, solid, why not? Which is weird. Chocolate saying in the pack, try seeing how much damage the 2... Sorry, how many damage does the 2 to already primed enemies and the 4 activated? I think I understand what you're saying there. Let's just spawn into new ones. Fresh them up. So, how much damage the 2 does with the 4 activated? 875 proc. Hit them again. 875 proc. Didn't change. Didn't change. And then slack. 3500, nothing special. Not seeing any changes there. Not seeing anything special there. I can try casting it again without the 4 active. 875 proc. Yep, nothing special whatsoever. Right. There's just no rescuing this ability, is there? Fangs of Raksh, despite having a 250 base damage, it's also applying various status procs which can amplify that, and if you get a kill, it super spreads it. Meanwhile, this is... It's got an AoE. What is going on with that AoE damage per second? That's the bit that really confuses me. Voruna, the most powerful wolf, leads the attack to Voruna, dashes towards a target. The pack deals increased damage to target and nearby enemies. Lethal attacks double the damage, which we know is actually false. There's that radius damage, which just seems to be just direct damage. No slash proc. I don't understand. What's up with that? It's not even a slash proc. It's just damage over time, and not for very much time either. It's literally doing 1000 slash per second. Just that, just 1000 slash. No status proc. I mean, I suppose at lower levels, a few thousand extra damage is nice. If you deal, an AoE of 4000 slash damage, 1000 per second for 4 seconds. Yeah. Does it mean the slash ability is AoE? It sets up a zone. We see the zone. The zone does 1000 damage every second for 4 seconds. But that 1000 damage is slashed without a proc. You can say at low levels a kit is phenomenal. I mean, at low levels every kit feels phenomenal. At low levels, you bring out old Euralian and she felt amazing. At low levels, I've seen people do it. They grab Aqua Blades, they go running through enemies at levels like, oh wow, look at this, it's instantly killing them. I'm like, yes. Yes, 1000 damage will instantly kill an enemy when you're on the basic star charts. That doesn't make it a good ability. We've gone beyond measuring things by basic star chart levels. If something is supposed to deal damage, then it kind of matters. We extend how many slash pulses there are by increasing the duration. Yeah, we can increase the duration. This is defaulted back to my basic build I've established so far. And we see the slash damage per second is up, the duration is up, but it's still basic. It's still basic. For an ultimate ability that locks you out of your primary, locks you out of your secondary, locks you out of your melee, locks you out of basically anything but being the wolf, for 100 base energy, so that's 20 base energy per attack, and that's the damage output we get. And it doubles on a, what's it? How do you phrase it? Yeah, it doubles the damage if you have a status proc on them. That's it. Locks you out of every weapon? Yeah. It's on. If I activate this ability, here we are. Yep. Where's my primary? Where's my secondary? If I press primary whilst looking at an enemy, I leap to the enemy to hit them with a charge. If I press melee while looking at the enemy, I leap to them with a charge. If I press switch weapon, nothing happens. If I hold switch weapon, nothing happens. The animation, I can accept the difficulty of making a passable sprinting animation on all fours. I accept that that's a whole new set of rigging. But yeah, the damage just ain't there. No, you can't get Voruna after the wall. Well, sorry, no. Yes. You can get Voruna after the wall within through 2 ways. First of all, the obvious buying with Platinum. You can actually get Voruna the moment you start if you want to spend the Platinum. But more importantly, as someone in the YouTube comments on my latest video pointed out, you can get Voruna before doing the new War and Angels of the Zariman. Genuinely, you can. And it is one of the most ridiculous quest skips I've ever come across. I posted this onto the Discord just yesterday. As pointed out, someone who had done the War Within and could get the Voruna parts built Voruna because they got Void Gel Orbs from a Twitch drop. They got Void Gel Orbs from a Twitch drop, and that allowed them to build Voruna before getting access to Angels of the Zariman. And I gotta say, of all the ways to skip a quest, I never thought watching Twitch would be the way to do it. A Twitch drop for a quest skip. There you go. Only in Warframe. Yes, there was Duhaigo. It was, I think, was it 19th of September? It was mid-September. I think it was the 19th, maybe 23rd, something like that. It was the Bile pack, which had a chance to include Void Gel Orbs. So, yes, there was such a drop. A couple months ago, granted, but, you know, it still happened. So, yeah, that's a thing. You can build Voruna ahead of time if you watch the right Twitch stream or otherwise do the right thing that gets you Void Gel Orbs somewhere else. No, Luathrax Plasm you can get as soon as you access the nodes, which is War Within, not Angels of Zariman requirement. That is different. Righty. Okay, reassessing this. how bad are the damage stats? I'm calling out the damage stats for being terrible, but actually, how terrible are they? Let's compare these damage stats to other Warframes, shall we? For an ultimate ability, let's compare it to other ultimate abilities for damage. Ashe. Ashe is a great starting point, actually. Ashe is a damage one. Ashe's one is only 2,000. However, energy per mark at base is 12 or 6 whilst invisible, which you should be if you're Ashe. So it's 6 per target rather than 20. And it is at range, but it's not locking you into jumping to the target. And you still get to do everything else whilst you are priming those targets. So it's a lot faster to apply. So Ashe's Blade Storm is cheaper per target, granted lower damage base, but it's just more effective. And I believe you can boost that. Actually, can we boost the Voruna one the same way? Here's a thought. Because I'm hating on the damage here, but the damage output is supposed to be okay on that basis. It's just not. So, can we boost the damage output? Oh, I shouldn't have taken that off. Whoops. If I grab, what is it called? Steel Charge. Because this is a melee attack, so let's give it a whirl. Ashe's guaranteed slash procs. I mean, so does this. So does this. 1750. Does not benefit from Steel Charge. If you do a quick follow-up, you do get the additional bonus damage because of the slash proc on it. But yeah, does not seem to benefit from Steel Charge. That's a shame. Zom, I think combo also affects it. A 4 and 2 don't count as melee damage for a 3 as well. Did. Thought we checked that and they did. What's that? No. Dido, you got me double guessed myself now. I thought we checked that and they did. Exo, let's just bring in the Exos, but low level. Okay. Activate this ability. If the second ability counts as melee, then all of these will drop health orbs. Health orb. No health orb. Okay, no. No. That's slightly annoying. No, I got 1 health orb there. So yeah, it doesn't count as the melee. You're very right. My bad on that. So that doesn't count as the melee. It is, however, counted as a kills with status, so it is re-upping the timer. Now let's do this one. And yeah, sure enough, no, it doesn't count for that either. So it doesn't count as melee for Steel Charge. It's just not a melee attack, is it? It's just simply not a melee attack. What is this effect on me? Oh, right, that's my third ability. Right. I got that. Can you use other abilities during the 4? Yes. If I do that, I can go invisible for the speed boost. Which allows you to get around. What's a helmet ability? Her 3. Jedi, I'm going to reject that request right now because we're testing out Voruna today, not Lavos. If you want to see Lavos with the mecha set, I do have a video on the mecha set, which I believe uses Lavos a fair amount. So if you look up Genjineer Mecha, you'll be able to see that video if you want to have a look into that. But we'll look at Voruna today, so I'm sending you back the points on that request. Right. I've heard of the new rooms, Chocodika. I've heard of the new rooms. Not looked into it enough as yet on that. Okay. So we don't get a benefit from Steel Charge. Do we get a benefit from combo? At this point, because it's not a melee attack, I doubt that we're going to get a benefit from combo, but I'm going to check. It would be wrong of me not to check. So let's see if we can get a benefit from combo. You can prime with 2, yes, Wolverines. It will double your damage, because you deal double damage if they have at least one status effect on them. And if you land a damage-enhancing proc, so like if you land Viral for health, if you land Magnetic for shields, if you land Corrosive against armor, then yes, you'll get extra damage out of it. Bear in mind, Corrosive won't benefit the slash proc that happens. But mostly, no, really. It's not doing a lot, and you can't guarantee you'll get the status proc you want that way. Okay. I'm almost certain this is not going to benefit the damage, but... let's get some combo. Don't fall over, I'm trying to get combo on you. Come on. Okay, there we are, max combo. So, let's grab this out. And the damage is exactly the same as before, god damn it. God damn it. Moonsay, one day I'd like to show the interaction between Produce 4 operated during railroad missions. Don't remember what that was in. Yeah, I've done that a few times on stream before now. I can show you again. We'll get around to that at some point. Not right now, but Moon another time, absolutely. Okay, so Ultimate Descent does not benefit from combo, does not benefit from stat stick, does not benefit from more than one status proc on the target, unless those status procs are just natural damage enhancers, which is neither here nor there. Literally, the melee frame does not have any benefit from melee on this melee attack, which is also not a melee attack. Right. Does not benefit from Steel Charge. I'm going to just, by extension, say it does not benefit from any other melee damage enhancing bonuses, such as Arcane Fury. Which probably should be called Arcane Pressure the more I think about it. So, what else is there left that we can try and buff it with, without it being an outside buff? And what else can we get that might make it viable? As I say, I was comparing as well to other Warframe's ultimate damage ability. Ash targets at a longer range, can attack more enemies more rapidly, does not lock you out of using your primary, secondary, and melee already, and benefits from combo. Arcane Arachne, Vigorous Swap. I mean, they could on, but they apply to anything anyway, and if they apply, it's still very niche. Except wait, can it headshot? Oh, I highly doubt it can headshot, and if... I'll be honest, Rainouver, I'm not even going to look into if it can headshot, for the very simple reason that trying to get it to land a headshot, it's going to be a pain in the ass. We want something a little bit more reliable than, hey, every now and then you might get triple damage. I'll pass on that check, just because we've had enough painful stuff already. Roar Eclipse. Roar Eclipse buffs up almost everything anyway. You could buff up Ash with Roar Eclipse, you can buff up Caliban, you can buff up Excalibur, so those ones don't count. For the simple reason that everything gets it. Ash's 4 does not benefit from extra damage to finishers on your weapon or other finish bonuses like that. It benefits from attack speed and combo, and pure melee damage from Steel Charge only, to my understanding. It's all over the place. What's the symbol I have on Equinox? Oh, that's an invigoration buff. Let's see. Banshee's 4 is typically known as pretty damn weak. With the Augment, it's still pretty damn weak. That Augment bringing the damage up to... what's the base value? Whatever. Do it this way. This will give me empty slots I can work with. There we are. 4,000. So, with an Augment, granted, it is with an Augment, but Banshee's base on Soundquake gets to 4,000 in an AoE per cast. Versus Varuna's 5,000 single target. Moon, it wasn't to unequip, it was I wanted to be able to put them back in quickly as well. I needed to know where they were. That's why I do that. I can put them into empty slots and I know, yep, there they are. Fusion Strike here, base damage, 5,000, it's an AoE. And it does extra stuff, it strips armor. And shields, actually, armor and shields. Ember, what is your one? This one, it's 10 energy per target rather than the 20 based on Voruna. Initial damage is only 2,500, but it is a heat proc which will burn over time as well. Does Inferno gain bonus damage from immolation? Inferno's firing damage increases based on immolation. Okay. Okay. But still, Ember, AoE rather than single target. Gotta remember that a bit as well. So Ember's still miles ahead, really. Other comparable fourth abilities? Really comparable, I want to be certain on. Grendel, obviously not. Full armor strip. What's Hydroid's damage? Tentacle Swarm. Base damage, 200. Yikes. There's a reason we don't like that one. Yikes, yeah. That's a struggle, yeah. Ember's passive works with its fourth. Oh, there is that, but that's just strength. Slightly different measure. Do we... are there other single target ones? No, I think we're shit out of luck on that one. Because look at the damaging abilities. We got single target at a time, but you can just sweep across many targets. So it's effectively multi-target. Fourth ability doesn't deal damage. Fourth ability AoE. Fourth ability AoE. Fourth ability AoE. Fourth ability AoE, but special. Fourth ability, not really a damage ability, but it's an AoE still. Fourth ability explosion is an AoE. Let's see, fourth ability is an AoE. Fourth ability is special, but also still kind of AoE. Hildren's fourth doesn't count. Is considered a very weak frame anyway, but it also is an AoE. Bow can be turned into an AoE and is moddable. Actually extends the effectiveness of a 1. This one's an AoE. That one is an AoE. Mesa just shits out damage, and also it's a moddable weapon. On its own, the fourth is relatively crap. However, with the augment, it becomes absolutely god tier AoE. Let's see here. Non-damaging. Different, but also still an AoE. Tank ability, AoE. Damage buffer. It's just weird. AoE because it's a spinning laser disco. AoE. Fourth ability actually gives you an entirely different form with moddable claws. Not AoE, but just shits out damage. We all know that Stynax can absolutely pour out the damage. Titania is Titania. Everyone knows how good she is. Healer frame, moddable weapon, AoE crowd control, AoE damage, one with slating. Laser beam isn't even the strongest, but it's still technically an AoE. Exalted weapons doesn't really count. Fourth ability actually just super enhances the 1, 2, and 3. Fourth ability, AoE crowd control these days. Fourth ability, AoE crowd control and damage extension. So yeah, Voruna. Varuna's fourth. When you really think about it, it's really struggling, partly because of the AoE absolutely sucking. Some of those fashions are great, others just burn your eyes. I mean, the fact that any of them are great tells me that I've done a good job, because I'm not a fashionista. There we are. Job's good. Or Varuna's fourth is the helmet slot. There is that. I know there's the passive immortality. I'll be honest, I've not really relied on that so far, because I prefer having the passive status immunity. With that passive status immunity, it is all status permanently. So that means that you get no magnetic procs from the energy leech Xmas at spawn. You get no toxin procs from random gas clouds from the infested. You do not get continuously zapped by the electric procs of both the electric Xmas, of the traps on the grenadier tile sets. You get none of the heat procs or knockdowns that you'll get from the arson Xmas. All of the various damage procs out there that can screw you up actually just are gone. Status immunity is huge in this game. Don't take bonus damage on your shields. Don't have it where your shields are blocked from regenerating. Don't take bonus damage on your health. Don't have your energy completely sapped out of the way. Don't take a damage over time block that cuts through your shields and then through your health. All of that just gone. None of his kill racks hold. Nullifiers? Do nullifiers break the status resistance? That's an interesting question. I would say no, but let's find out. Let's find out. So I've got status resistant and I've got a knockdown weapon. Stand in the bubbles. I'm not being knocked down. If I turn off the passive, I got knocked down. Yep, stagger. Knockdown. Turn on the passive. Oh. Excuse me, I need to wake him up again. Bubbles, please. Thank you. No knockdown. So yeah, your passive remains intact even in a nullifier bubble. Can you switch passive in a nullifier bubble? Yes, you can. You can switch passive in a nullifier bubble. Quesos, no space. You know the drill. So your passive is safe from nullifiers. It is a full-on passive. So yeah, I'd say this is the better default one because you can switch over to your 1 for parkour if you are moving around quickly and you're not worried about status. You can switch over to your 3. I found this actually very good for the Incarnate weapons. Specifically the Incarnate melees, of course. Because of Praedos, to activate the Incarnate mode, you have to heavy attack, right? And so most of the time, in order to activate your Incarnate mode, you have to throw away your combo or build around having some kind of heavy attack efficiency in there. Wherever you're using some evolution abilities or modding for it. Voruna, well, most of the time you just status effect resistant and you're like, oh look, I can activate my thingy now. Switch to that. Heavy attack or heavy slam, either works. And then you switch back to your status resistance. Easy peasy. That's great. I have the status resistance on normally, and I can switch between these two just fine. Whereas the 4th one, if you switch into that, you're locked into it. Because you can step out of it at any time, but in doing so, it goes onto its 60-second cooldown, and D have said this is by design. So if you want the 4th for the bonus there, you are locked into that passive. If you let go of it, you've let go of your extra life for the next minute. Whereas status resistance, you can just always have on. You just switch to whenever you're done with the other two. Do her claws attacks benefit from reach, like melee reach? The claw attacks? What claw attacks? If you mean her 2 and her 4 leap to the target, so yeah. There's no reach to require. They have their own range already, and they're not melee attacks. Wonder, can her first ability invisibility save from nullifiers? I would imagine no, because it is an ability. We can verify that. So, status immune, why not? I'm invisible. Haha! What are you going to do about me? I'm invisible. No, nullifies it. It's an active ability. Makes sense. So no. But you can still just be invisible normally. Downside to this invisibility compared to most is that you lose it when you attack. So if like you do a finisher, as soon as you finish the finisher, you are visible again. Which is not as ideal. Your invisibility is to get in position, but it's not a permanent stealth option. Does activating status resistance clear current statuses? It does not, no. Good question, Haughty Babes, but it does not. So if we... Let's grab a Xmas. Arid Trooper Xmas. They'll probably be an awesome one. Nope, that's a leech. Leech. Shock. Close enough. Close enough. So I'm currently on particle velocity. Okay, I forgot that I have absolutely no tank on. That's my bad. That is my bad. I should have had some tank on. I'm just going to wait for myself to die now. Does the new ephemera grow roots around you all the time or only while she's standing? Roots? Roots? What? I don't know what you're asking on that one. Alright, let's try this again, but a little bit lower level, please. A little bit lower level. Arson Xmas, perfect. So I've got no status resistance at the moment. Here he comes. There is the heat. I activate the status resistance. The heat continues hitting. But now I am immune to more. So if he wanted to do it again... Oh, you mean the Zaku one? Alright. There we are. No knockback. It did the little hop instead, and no heat proc. So yes, you can't use the 2 to get rid of status procs, you use the 2 to prevent them. That's how you be do. So you're on about the Zaku Ephemera. Do I have that one? Was that one gifted to me? Box Embrace. Am I doing it wrong? Ah. Yes, here we go. I hadn't used this one yet, so there we are. Yeah, so that's growing up around you, and if you move, they fade away. Yeah. You do have to stand still for a while to see that in place. Otherwise, you're just kind of grimy by the looks of it. Yeah. Voruna's 2 passive isn't a cleanse, it's a protection. An ounce of protection is worth a pound of cure, they say, and that applies to Voruna. I should probably write that down, that's a good line. Alright, where's my tails back? She feels like she needs the tails. They work well on her. They work well on her. Alright, what have we not tried? I think that covers pretty much everything we could need to test on this one, right? We've confirmed the crit multiplier and how that works. The speed boost is a flat value. Status chance is a flat value. The buff duration is a flat value. You can't change any of those. The Fangs of Rax, we've confirmed the status resistance is status immunity, but only against new ones. It doesn't clear you. Spam 4 to fly across the map. Spam 4? Well, just like somehow target onto stuff at long range, Nightmare. You need to target something to leap with it. Yeah, I can't just normally jump around. I have to target something to leap. I spam 4 instead of 2. I suppose that gives you 1 cast for 50 base. This gives you 5 leaps for 100, so that's 20 base per cost, per leap. Yeah, we've confirmed about the stacks that it only spreads the statuses from the ability. We've confirmed it can spread them through walls or obstacles, so that is fine. It's not a line of sight AoE on the status spread. We verified that the damage on the proc and from the direct damage is affected by your strength. With this, we confirmed that it has absolutely no bearing on strength whatsoever. It just doesn't care for your strength. So you always are guaranteed a health orb on headshot, or sorry, energy on headshot kill, health orb on melee kill. If it's both, it's both. Hooray! Nightmare going to send me in Discord. Okay. Gip. Cheers. And the heavy attack efficiency, we've confirmed it is definitely 100% efficiency, but you are still capped at 90%, so there's that there. And these 3 are great to swap between. Honestly, the passive on that 4, I just feel like if you're in a scenario where you expect to be taking a lot of damage, yeah, you could switch to it, but most likely you're going to be in a scenario where status procs can be a threat too. If you're really, really on the ball and you can avoid those status procs, then sure. In the DMs? Cool, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Message request. Accept DM. What we got here? What we got here? I'm just gonna mute that side just on the off chance it's loud. On a burst eardrums. Sorry, what? Okay, I'm not sure what I just witnessed there. Let's see if we can get that to work, Nightmare. Also, Fat Cat, thank you very much for the 7-month sub. You're amazing, dude. Thank you very, very much on that. Ah. I tip you with tea, but I think I just ran out. Yeah, I just ran out of tea. But thank you all the same on that, Fat Cat. Really do appreciate it. Welcome back. All right, Nightmare. Let's see about that. Let's build specifically for that, shall we? Let's build specifically for that. God knows what we're going to need on that exactly, but, you know, here we are. Do we need range? I'm going to throw on range just in case, but I don't think we need it, right? Probably do that. That'd be smart. I don't think we're going to need that from what you just showed me, but we'll give it a looky loop. I have no idea how that works, so if I can't get it to work, we'll probably just have to bring up the Discord video and confuse everyone. I don't like walking away with confusions, but we'll see what happens. Oh, it's night in a few seconds. Well, if anyone wants to do Eidolon hunts, I'm not doing them. But if someone else wants to, I'll send it to you on Discord. Oh, goddamn. So, have you been able to replicate it yourself, Nightmare? Have you been able to replicate it yourself before I just disappoint everyone with seeing nothing going on? Because it looked like the energy was constantly restoring as well. Invalid target. You can't activate Archwing whilst this ability is active. That's incredible. And that voids the invincibility. Okay. Well, nothing happening there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one there. That seems a bit weird, Nightmare. That seems a bit weird. Try the second ability. Good shout, good shout. I wasn't sure if... Were they using second or fourth? I mean, second is also latching onto nothing. Oops, I accidentally just gave myself Satan's resistance. I saw target not in range. That's the thing, they were going outside of the map. Or aiming outside of the map. Okay, let's bring this on view then, so everyone else can see what the hell we're talking about. Because I can't get this to happen, so let's try this. Let's bring this up on screen. Let me set my screens around. How are we going to do this without leaking absolutely everything ever? There we go, that's how. Nope, nope, don't download. Okay, I've downloaded it now. Sure, we'll play it in a player. Fine. If that's how the world wants to be today, that's how the world gonna be today. Whatever. Here we go. So this is what they're doing here. I don't know what's happening here. It seems to be making use of their fifth ability, but the energy is completely infinite. Well, the energy is infinite because of the bat. What are they locking onto? It is a bit loud, isn't it? Yeah, sorry about that. No, they're just aiming at nothing. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was quite so loud for you guys. Did not mean it to be that loud. God knows what's happening on that one. So the energy buff is from the kitty, but yeah, I don't know how else the rest of that was working. Oh, it's infinite energy from that, but that doesn't make me go forwards. Is it mid-air? But it's not making me go forwards though, so maybe you need momentum? It could be some kind of momentum glitch. I have no idea what's causing that one. That is a complete conundrum to me. Maybe they macroed fourth ability of melee? Might be something like that then. If they were... You can't just leap with the attack from it, so it'd have to be melee outside of the fourth, and if it's somehow just maintaining the momentum from melees. Casting speed spam. There's definitely some macro stuff going on there. And casting speed stuff, but God knows what else is coming together to make it happen. They've done a good job of breaking it or hacking it, I don't know which. But that is going a little bit beyond what I can achieve. It's the 1 and 4 spammed, apparently. Why would 1 plus 4 send you forwards like that, though? That's so weird. I'm going to leave that one. That seems like some extra janky level stuff, and to be quite honest with you, I think I fiddled enough for that one. I think I fiddled enough to satisfy my curiosity on how viable it is. And that is, it needs some extra jank, and I'm happy leaving that jank where it is. Right, okay. Open question to you, chat. Is there anything that I have not covered in Voruna here, outside of obviously a final build you want? Is there anything I have not covered on Voruna here that you would like me to look into? We verified Shroud of Dynar's critical multiplier and how that applies to stuff. We've verified how the stats affect the bits and pieces. We've verified that it removes invisibility at the end of a finisher. We have verified that the Fangs of Raksh here affects enemies in various different ways. So we got the damage is scaled based on your strength, so that is already one bit of it. The spread radius does go through walls. We verified it's only the stacks from the ability which are spread. We verified that status resistance is only to new procs, not existing ones. Jump kick damage with melee interactions. I don't understand the question there, Slip. That doesn't appear to be a full question. I'd like to help you, but I don't know what you're actually asking. Jason saying, why the duration for the fourth ability 60 seconds when D said the fourth passive cooldown was supposed to be 30? They may have changed it during development. That's why. Don't forget, this ability is also lying to us. It says lethal attacks double the damage of Voruna's remaining charges at the bottom of the top paragraph. But it doesn't double it. It adds 200%. So that's a lie. Also, kills only count from direct damage, not from status proc, which I think is a massive oversight, considering that status proc is doing a lot of the damage against armored units. In fact, all of the damage. Does her 3 proc off her 4? It seems like it should. It does not, Bullet. These two abilities are not melee attacks. You look like you're doing a melee attack, but you're doing an ability attack. It's the best I can think of how it's coded. You dash to the target and hit them with the ability. You don't melee attack. Penguin saying passive triggered when I think I had cooldown at 30 seconds? Really? Well, let's put it this way. If you find that you've got a timer that says 30 seconds still to go before it's off cooldown, but you do get saved by it, then submit it as a bug report, because either it's supposed to have 30 seconds left to go, or it's supposed to be 30 seconds long. And it'd be better if the game was accurate about that stuff, so either way, that'll be a bug. Report that one, Penguin, if you got that going on. Is her 4th worth keeping for the passive, or is it better to help in favor? Honestly, I don't see the passive as being worthwhile. If you're in a situation where you expect to take lethal damage, there is a good chance that you expect to take statuses which are increasing the likelihood of you dying. Things such as a magnetic proc taking away your ability to cast your abilities and removing your shield gate, or a heat proc which is burning you down, electric proc that's burning you down, a slash proc that's burning you down, some kind of status proc is likely to be involved. And status procs are annoying anyway. Knockdowns are part of status procs. So I would say you are more likely to get more benefit out of this ability and being able to switch freely between the passives of these three than locking yourself into this one. That passive is just... because it goes on cooldown when you swap out, it's got basically no value to me. It's got just very, very little value. That is a good passive to pick up if you expect to take lethal damage and you don't want any of the benefits these offer you. You don't want particle velocity, you don't mind being hit with status procs, and you don't want to have heavy attack efficiency. If that's the case, then sure, activate this one. But otherwise, as much as I have been knocked down with Voruna, never have I had that happen and go, you know what, I wish I had this active. Because in the past 60 seconds, I've probably used the benefits of at least one of these. Omniholic saying, honestly, the system in Zaraman will host immediately leave when the bounties completely stupid. Well, I agree, yeah. But that's a DE to fix on that one. I can't do anything about that. Penguin saying, don't have Voruna, but it seems like that's what would happen. We can test it or could happen. I'm going to trust the UI of this right now, Penguin, I'll be honest. If someone experiences that bug, report it as a bug because it's not supposed to happen. The whole... death protection working at 30 seconds remaining. If you experience that, report it. If you believe it might happen, but have zero evidence of it happening, I'll leave you to find if it's happening first. I could test a million things that might happen if someone has an idea about it. I'll pass on that one. One saying it's a swap in this last second or two before proc. Yeah, if you get a status proc on you and you realise, oh bugger, I didn't want to have to deal with that, then yeah, you could theoretically cast that to try and save your life. I don't know if you can cast that whilst knocked down, because it is casting an ability. Does the wolf head disappear if you helmet fire over the ability? That's a very good question. It only matters for style purposes, but you know, I realise... Oh, okay, let's get rid of that real quickly. Thanks. I realise style matters well, y'all, so let me just quickly get rid of this cyst, and then see what happens for you. Order's still having a moment. It's still there? Alright, a few people are saying it's still there. Let's just be certain. Let's be certain. Yeah, let's put decoy on. Let's put decoy over Fangs of Raksh on all of these. There we go. Yeah, we still got the skull. We've still got the wolf head. He is still there. Yep. Okay, cool. That's a thing. Let's get rid of this now. Before someone has an aneurysm. Oh yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's fine. I'm not keeping it, chat. It's fine. You're okay. It was just a prank, bro. We're not honestly going to get rid of Fangs of Raksh for decoy. No, 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 no. Ah, dear. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Build guy comes out. And so, yeah, if you put decoy on here, you get more wolf for your wolf. No. I really want Ulfrin's Descent to be better. But there's no saving it, is there? There's just no saving it. The only thing I can think of is giving it full Lavos style scaling on status procs. And if it... have it where the damage just scales. The whole scaling on kill, they can have it where the damage spreads in an AoE on kill. But the scaling should probably just happen. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 times damage. Because otherwise, the stronger the enemies, the weaker your ability gets, because you just can't get the damage bonus. There's loads of ways they could go about improving that, but overall, Ulfrin's Descent is poor. Just poor. This one's alright. It's a first ability, it's not meant to be amazing, and the cloak time is actually pretty long. Unless you screw up the duration. This ability is absolutely amazing. This ability is great. This one's poor. I think that pretty much wraps up on that one. Anything else I'm missing? Decoy absorbs all statuses. No. Hell yeah, I'm saying, you mean like condition overload aspect of fourth ability's damage scales and how many status are on the enemy? Yes, exactly. So with Lavos, his fourth ability deals double damage for each status on the enemy. And we have a frame here that puts out statuses on specific enemies. So imagine, you fangs of action enemy, bam, you apply 5 different status blocks to them. Ulfrin's Descent then, with that doubling method, that would be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 times damage. Perfect synergy right there. Absolutely perfect synergy. 32 times damage. You take that 5,000, you whack that all the way up. So what's that going to be? 160,000? Am I doing that math right? I might not. It's been late. Yeah, 160,000. Now that would be nice. With the occasional viral proc from the two, occasionally giving you close to 1 million damage. If anything, that might be a bit over the top. Now I think about it. Okay, maybe not double per proc, but plus 100% per proc. We already have plus 100% on one proc. Plus 100% per proc. So that would give you 500% base. That'd bring it up to 25k damage, which is still getting there. Wonder if Nourish ability can affect the fourth? Oh gods. Do we really want to check if Nourish adds viral to Ulfrin's Descent? Go on. Has someone got a Grendel we can chest that with? Has someone got a Grendel we can bring in to test that with? Because I can't be bothered to subsume again today. I probably should just. We'll see if there's Grendel. Doesn't add to abilities, only weapons? Yeah, it probably won't work, but, you know, we can try. Penguin is a Grendel? Well, come on, Penguin. Send me a message, then. Let me just close out all these other tabs. Send me that message. You have a great Grendel? I'll just take a Grendel right now. We don't need to go classy here. Just a Grendel. Just a Grendel is fine. Nothing fancy-wancy, just a Grendel is all we need right now. Can I throw on some mods like Gale Kick and Naira Set to see if they affect the 4? I mean, I can throw them on for you, Haughty Babes. I highly doubt whatever you think is going to happen is going to happen. I highly, highly doubt whatever you think is going to happen is going to happen. But let's give it a whirl. Let's see if I even have either of those mods to check it for you. You doubt as well, just curious? Well, it's easy to be curious when someone else doesn't work. Let's have a look. Gale Kick. 25% of melee damage converted to impact damage on Jump Kick. So that's not going to do anything. But sure. Exo Gokstad Officer. Just the one, max level it. Oops, I should probably not have that one attacking me. $1750 damage, no change. No change in the status proc. And the direct damage 134, no change in that either. Nope. No effect. Penguin, you have not sent me a message in game, no. You must remember I am the Kengineer. So if you're sending it to someone else, you've accidentally found an imposter. What does Gale Kick do? Bugger all, that's what. Gale Kick, plus 25%, so an amount of your melee damage converted to impact damage on Jump Kick, knocking down nearby enemies on kill. Well, it didn't enhance the damage, so that's all we get about on that one. Try if her claws work as a weapon and get increased damage from Vigorous Swap and Arachne. Let's see, Vig Swap. Vigorous Swap. On equip, plus damage. 15% is enough to test. Okay, so normal damage, just verify that once again for everyone, is a 1750 proc, 67 hit, 1750 proc. Okay. Nope, no change. Same damage. Vigorous Swap did not buff the damage. Penguin, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not getting a message. It says I'm offline. Oh, chat's probably broken again. Chat has been having some issues recently, so chat might be broken again. In-game chat, that is. So yeah, Vigorous Swap is not having any kind of effect. Gale Kick is not having any kind of effect. Is there anything else we can try that isn't Strength and Roar and things like that, the obvious buffers? Well, Hellgamer, send me a message. I don't know what username I'm invited, but you know what my username is. Send me a message. Is there anything else I'm missing here? I mentioned about a Nira set. Nira's Hatred increases slam attack. I mean, I don't think this is considered a slam attack. But sure, let's give it a whirl. That's a negatory. There we are. Well, we've got a message there. I'm in solo mode. Balls. One sec. Yeah, I figured, JC. I figured. 1 second on that. There we go. Pop us back in. Just so I don't give you 2 loading screens. And come on in, my dude. Yeah, this ability has the potential to be amazing. It's just... it really isn't. It costs 100 energy to use the full thing. And it just doesn't. There's a quick question, actually. I notice it costs 100 energy to cast, but refunds you the energy if you don't use it. What if I partially use it? Okay. It refunds you the partial energy. That's a thing. Alright, then. If I spawn an enemy for free to trigger Nourish, yep, go ahead. There's an enemy. Go ahead. Go ahead. Boy, what are you waiting for? There's an enemy right there. Cool beans. Alrighty, let's bring in a new one for me. There we go, got the Nourish buff. No. Nope. Yikesy, 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 yikes. I feel like I just cannot find any good thing about this ability. I just can't. I cannot find one good thing to tell you about it. I guess there's the guaranteed slash proc. It does 5,000 damage with a guaranteed slash proc, which on a lot of enemies is going to be a bit. And if you get even 1 status proc on the enemy, then you get double damage. So you can nail them with 10,000 damage for 20 energy base, at the cost of every other issue with the ability. Whereas instead you could just put on Warcry and become a melee master, because none of these buff your attack speed. Or you could put on Roar, or you could put on Eclipse, or you could just, you know, use basically any other subsumable ability. Vassalord saying, Engineer, just started the game. Thank you so much for your guides. It really helped me a lot. Keep up the good work. My pleasure, my dude. My pleasure on that. Thank you very much for popping into Twitch channel here. Hope you enjoy your stay. Although, we are pretty much wrapping up for the day. Yeah, because I only streamed for 3 hours. And that's about where we are. So, chat, if you haven't already grabbed yourself a ticket, exclamation mark ticket in the chat channel right now to give yourself a chance to win some platinum. We're about to do the giveaway on that one. Exclamation mark ticket for a chance. Does it count as a finisher if you're invisible? If so, would Savage Silence work? It doesn't count as a melee attack, so I doubt this is going to count as a finisher, but you know what? Sure, let's try that. I just tapped the console there, which resets the self-concern. So I go invisible, cast the ability, bonus damage. No. No bonus from invis. At least you can stay invisible during it. That's one benefit, but it's mostly a benefit of the invisibility skill. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Stealth bonus. What? But it didn't happen there. Oh, I might have accidentally hit a headshot then. Might have hit a headshot. Let me try it again from the back. Or maybe now I've hit them though, I don't get the stealth bonus. Let's get a new one in. Let's get a new one. Wait for them to forget that everything exists, because everything that spawns in Simulacrum starts off slightly alerted. Get this ready. Any moment now, that triangle top left should go to unalert. Re-up my invis. They are unalert. I must have accidentally landed a headshot then. That's all I can think. Vinda say, if wanting to get back into Warframe, where should I start? Start by installing the game, and then if you are on a relatively new account, make your way through the quest that you have not yet done. If you have already done all the quests, if you're actually on a pretty substantially done account, start on the start chart, get used to the flow of the game, and work your way up through increasingly high level missions until you feel comfortable with what you got again. And at the same time, check out the guides I've got over on my channel. Just load up my channel on YouTube, Look Engineer, and take a scroll through. What takes your fancy? What strikes you as you look through it? You go, hang on, I know nothing about that. Oh, I've forgotten how that works. Top 10 tips for more damage? Excellent. Now you know how to make more, your weapons deal more damage. Confused how rotations work? I got a guide on that for you. Want to get some platinum from your mods through transmutation? Got a guide on that for you. Do the spread statuses on kill for Vorunas 2 count towards things like Cascadia Flare? Oh god, now we're really getting into the weird stuff. I'll make this one last weird one, because I'm curious about that as well, and then we're going to do the plat giveaway. Cascadia Flare, on heat status effect, bonus damage. Okay, I'm curious about that as well. I need a lot of enemies for that. Let's get rid of you. Elite Lancers, because we love spawning in these ones. And bring down the enemy level a bit. Let's see what happens. Did I get any heat procs? Yes. And Cascadia Flare triggered up to 36%. 54. 72. Seems to be doing something. How much am I expecting to get there? +6. So, yeah, I was getting quite a bit there, yeah. Yeah. If we put that to a more respectable 50. Let's see, any heat procs? No, heat procs, try it again. Heat proc for 6%. Nope. There's a heat procs. And yeah, that's spreading a lot better. Yeah, spreading it definitely does do that. Cool, alright then. If it spreads that one, it's probably going to spread the others as well. I would have my primary equipped and spreading a secondary arcane. So that pretty much confirms all of that one there. JC, thank you very much for your help with the Grendel. Alright chat, that is definitely all that we've got time for on that there. So it is about time we do that platinum giveaway. Let's have a look then. That's, yeah, everyone's got the tickets by the looks of it. I see loads of new tickets in there, so I'm going to close that right now. If you missed my message about it literally a minute ago, tough. So, today, the one of you who is going to be walking away with a little bit extra platinum in the pocket as soon as we get that over to you, that is going to be today, Andrew. Andrew445, there we go. You resubbed just earlier today, and now you are also going to be enjoying a little bit more platinum in your pocket. Andrew, I will be contacting you here on Twitch in a few minutes just to get hold of your Warframe username and platform. Congratulations there, Andrew. and to everyone else as well, thank you very much for joining in on this testing session. It's been interesting. We've discovered a whole lot about Voruna. I suppose I should probably put this into video format for everyone. I'll have to get around to that though, because I am taking the next few days off. So there's going to be no stream on Wednesday. Remember that, no stream on Wednesday. Instead, I'll be streaming Warframe on Friday to make up for that one. I know you guys prefer the Warframe stream, so we'll be doing that on Friday instead. As I'm taking a few days off to run up to the Christmas break, it's what happens. Got to spend some time with friends and family. But yeah, that is all that we got time for Data Chat. So now what we need to do is raid on over to another part of the Warframe community. Who are we going to raid on over to today? No D&D for bit. No D&D this week, Snake Raider. No D&D this week. Who are we going to raid on over to today? Let's see. Who is live? Is Nightmare live? We've seen them in here a few bits. Are they live right now, or is someone else going to have to be our target? Where are we popping off to today? Let me load up the channels. I don't see a Nightmare showing. I'm going to guess no then. Pupska? Yeah, we can go Pupska. Let me just make sure they are not about to wrap up. I'm sorry, Savage. It just happens that way sometimes, yeah. Sorry, that one. Pupska has been running for a few hours. And what are they doing right now? They just seem... I don't know if Pupska's actually going to keep running right now. Brozim's also on. We could go Brozim. We weren't Brozim recently. Sort of. I think we're going to go Neonas this time. Let me just make sure Neonas isn't AFK or something. The one downside of no webcams from people is I can't see if they're AFK or not. Nope, he's not AFK. He's definitely playing. Alright, we're going there. We are going there today. There we go. Raid is up and running. So once again, chat, thank you very, very much for joining in on the stream today. It has been a wonderful one, and I'll see you guys again on Friday. Friday, definitely, for some more good old Warframe. Until then, take care, have a good one, and drink plenty of tea. Bye.